and they closed the school down, and I was like, cute.
I was not. I was pissed.
No, I wasn't enjoying it because they made us do school.
Get these kids out of my
house. Okay. It's saying writing error. The right error. Okay, now it is.
Huh. Well, the thing with that is it'll be fine on your end. Are y'all recording?
Yeah, we are gonna record as well.
Yeah, you're gonna be our Valentine's Day episode.
Yep.
So how are we gonna do that? Because let's talk about this. I'm excited.
Okay.
So how are we? So we're just basically doing the same episode.
It's gonna be the same episode. Yep. So we're doing your style, but we're gonna just air it on our.
Yep.
You guys get ready because we decided to switch it up a little bit.
Oh, that's fine.
That's cool.
We do. Did y'all listen to the last episode? It's okay if you didn't. But the last episode with the psychic.
No, I didn't. I didn't listen to that one.
He's not a sad.
I was gonna say I didn't get a chance to listen to it either, unfortunately.
It's okay because like life is crazy and listening podcasts can it has to be a good time to do that. But it was just a crazy situation.
He was not a psychic.
We literally listened.
I was gonna say, Kathleen, you probably loved him.
It was fucking insane.
Really?
So
was bonkers.
He was like a boomer guy. And he's like, I am the way, the life, the truth of the life. I'm Jesus. I'm God. Not literally, but basically.
Yeah.
And so we recorded with him I want to say we met with him and recorded with him for a total of 6 hours. He was a piece of work. And then we were like, we can't use this. This guy's
it's garbage.
Are they maxed out?
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
No,
he
you're
was asking
good.
me
I just want to
questions.
make sure we're good.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't think we can use this. So we decided to clip out the best parts of it. Like, this guy was a piece of work. He said the craziest things. And then take those things in the video, record us reacting to it. And so you hear us on the episode with him, and then he was just complete dick to her.
Wow.
He did not like me.
Because she was like, you're not chill.
Oh, jeez.
And then I was like, and then he was telling me that I'm a psychic. And that I need to drink the Kool-Aid. And he just was like to put it very frankly,
I gotta listen to this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is very much attracted to the idea of me being his apprentice.
I don't think
my
it was
God.
the idea that he was attracted to you. I think it was you that he was attracted to.
Oh,
which is
yeah.
fine.
Like, I was tickling the pickle a little too much without trying.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was apparent.
And listening back, I was like, oh. Anyway, so we're gonna talk a little bit about that, just really quickly because we just dropped it.
Yep.
So what we're doing is we did not get to record this week, she and I, because of the kids being home. So we're gonna do a morning show. We do a regular show, and then we do our little side show that's called a morning show, and it's our bonus stuff.
Okay.
And so we're just gonna have the stupidest podcast doing a morning show with us. And so what we're gonna do is talk about our last episode and how sketch this guy was, and then talk about how we were on y'all's podcast and how great it was, because we kind of bashed this guy.
I did not kind of.
No, we did.
I let it loose.
Kind of.
I was gonna say, I don't
not
think you
true.
held back.
Yeah, and so I think what's going to be great is to have two men that are really good representation of your gender.
Thank you.
This guy
Yes.
gender dirty.
We're classified as boys.
So we're gonna start off with that.
Yeah.
And then oh my God, and bring up, I'm not gonna talk about it because I want to get y'all's reaction. Bring up something that we said at your show that that I said.
I think I already know what this is.
I'm lost.
Does it start with
What?
Or gag reflex.
Oh, nice. Nice. Okay. Sweet. I like it.
And then we're gonna intro into who you guys are.
Yeah.
Just in general, who you two are, separate and then together, and then what the podcast is as a whole.
Yeah. No, we're not. We're not together. I'm just kidding.
No.
I know. I was totally joking.
You're cisgender
I was
men.
joking. I know.
It would elevate you guys a little bit if you were, but
It probably would.
I couldn't be with her.
I mean,
so I get it.
We're good until he gets that crazy look in his eye, and then I'm out of here.
if he shaved his beard, maybe.
Yeah, look who's talking.
I like beards on me, but not on other people.
They can get scratchy if you're not careful.
Yeah.
It might tickle.
Yeah.
I don't want to say anything. I have no comment. This will turn into a whole situation like the gagging. So,
Can you hand me
anyways,
that white thing?
so then we'll
White
go
box.
into
The white box. Sorry, I'm just trying to make
No,
this
you're fine.
better for you guys. Okay, sorry, I'm listening now.
No, you're good. So then we're going to kind of go into like the way we, because our podcast is about religion or lack of religion, which is
Or both.
pretty crazy and fun. So we'll go into like y'all's religious background, or if you don't have that, that's cool too. And then how you grew up. Do you have, like, you were going to kind of head that.
Kind of just like, did you grow up religious or not? Did that change now that you're an adult?
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
Nothing too crazy.
Then do y'all's comedy section, and then we ask a question to all our guests. Where do we go? Where do you think we go when we die?
Mm-hmm.
And then that's the episode. But we might throw stuff in there, here and there. We were gonna ask, like, do you guys have anything? Because we were trying to think of like what kind of questions we would want to ask a man. Even if we're married, we always talk to our husbands about these kind of things, and we didn't really have anything. But if you guys had questions that you want to ask a woman,
Okay.
I don't know if that ended up being a thing y'all wanted to do. I know I
Sure.
suggested it,
Yeah.
but I don't know if y'all ended up coming up with anything.
I didn't like think of anything, but we can come up with something off the top of our heads.
You don't have to. It's
Okay.
basically,
It's
if
fine.
you didn't have anything, then
Yeah.
it's fine. And I think that's it. Do y'all want to add anything to it?
Can we start from the top? What were we doing again? I'm just kidding.
You're
No.
gonna have to be surprised.
You shut
Here,
up
let's
and
play.
listen
Let's
in.
play back the recording.
All right.
Okay.
How do you want
How
to?
y'all-
How do you guys want to start?
So I'm gonna push record right now.
'Kay.
And just wait and make sure everything works. So looks good. This is the morning show with the stupidest podcast. I think it's like 30 something. I don't know. I'm talking to myself in the future.
Okay.
Editing me.
Hi, Aubrey, in the future.
So when we do the morning show, we do an intro. She does.
It's short.
I don't.
She can't do
And
it.
then we'll just go from there. But y'all don't talk and say nothing until I like introduce you.
Sweet.
Deal.
What do you-
I'm good
how
at
do you
not
feel
saying
about
things.
that? Do y'all want to intro into yours?
We're gonna record after this an intro and then go into this
Okay.
podcast.
Yeah.
Perfect. I forgot I did that. Okay.
Cool.
Ready?
Welcome to the Christian and The Atheist podcast morning show, where we let you know what's going on in our lives right now.
Oh my gosh. Last week's episode was madness.
It was fun.
So I loved the responses, and I wanted to kind of go over. So today's episode is going to be a fun one because it's not just me and Kathleen. We actually have
We're guests.
guests from the stupidest podcast, and we'll get to them shortly.
Mhm.
But
That's the name of the podcast. We're not
it's
insulting
yeah,
them.
we're not insulting them. It's kind of funny to say it. Anyways, so one of the feedbacks that I want to talk about was the way that Psychic Dan, I don't even want to say his name, he's so repulsive, called you a lady of the evening, and in today's terms, lady of the evening.
Which are not necessarily today's terms, but that's fine.
I have never in my life heard anyone be like, lady of the evening. No, they're like, that hoe. You know?
I mean, he did switch it up after.
He sure did.
And went with the worst one.
He sure did. And you guys didn't even get to hear that, but that's okay. We don't need that negativity. But we were talking, like, the reason why I want to bring this up again into this episode is today's episode is going to be fun with our guests because we were on their show. We were on the stupidest podcast. I want to say, like, I don't know, sometime last year.
It was a while ago.
And it was like a Wednesday night. I had just gotten back from being in the youth group, spending 3 hours. I was tired AF, and I get on these guys' podcasts with you. And we stay on their show until 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
It was a blast.
It was fun.
But, like, you know, we just spent all this time with Psychic Dan and, like, walked away feeling disgusting.
I felt like I needed to
shower.
shower. Yeah.
And then I remember getting off of this podcast with these guys, and I was like, that was really good.
That was great.
Like, they were not disgusting.
No, it was nice. Thanks for that.
And with that being said, I was listening to it whenever it came out. And it's funny because they asked us, a talent that we had
Yeah.
that nobody knows about.
What was your talent, Aubrey?
And I don't know what. I gotta get composure. I don't know what got into me. It's a talent.
No, it's
Nobody
not.
needs to know.
It's not a talent.
It's definitely not. It's a reality.
Sorry.
I mean, okay, it is a talent in some situations.
Some guys would look at it as a
Oh
talent.
yeah, for sure.
That's what I'm saying. It could be considered, but in the way she was talking about it, no, it's not a talent. She's weeping. She's openly weeping. You're gonna be fine.
Just let it be known, I did not even think about how inappropriate it sounded until I started. Like, I was at the gym working out, listening to this.
But what was it, Aubrey?
And
Tell
I'm
us.
literally sitting here, and they were like, "What's a talent that you have that no one knows about?" And I was like, "Every time I brush."
Do you want me to say it for you?
I got it. Okay. Every time I brush my teeth, I gag.
It's not a talent.
Like, why? Why did I say that?
It's a great question.
Anyways, with that being said, not one nasty comment came from these men.
Yeah,
Not one. And I was literally like, what?
She set it up so well for him too.
The
Like,
opportunity was there.
it was.
It was so there, and they didn't do it. And I was like, on one hand, I'm like, you guys could have really did great. I would have. And I'm like, oh, gagging, yeah?
Yeah.
What else do you gag on? Something like that. Yeah.
We
Terrible. Absolutely terrible.
we let you take over. I mean, you talked about it. You talked about it for like 10, 15 minutes about it. We were just letting you go. So we're like,
She
all
really
right.
did.
No, you were gonna do better than anything we could say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave you
It was
really good stuff. So
Gold.
but like, I'm excited to have you guys on the show because you could have been really bad about it,
No.
and you weren't. So we are like showcasing
We
these really awesome guys.
We appreciate your gentlemanliness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like y'all are a good representation of the men in the world that
Yeah.
don't make you walk away being like, ooh.
Yep.
So, welcome to the show, Justin and Roddy
Yeah.
from the Stupidest Podcast. We're excited to have you guys and for our audience to hear you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks guys. This is a great opportunity, and thank you for the compliment. That means a
Yeah.
lot.
Right? They think we're gentlemen.
Yeah, that's
And
great.
if you're not, you've been doing a really good job pretending. So
I mean,
either you're
there's-
gentlemen
yeah.
or you're really good actors.
I mean, there's just a way to conduct yourself, and you
Yeah.
can be kind of like goobers, but there's like a way that men can be, and there are men out there, like the guy in the last episode. So if you want to listen to the episode, it's called "Is this guy for real?"
Yeah.
And you'll hear like, well, there's some of it
We
that
cut out
could
the
not
worst
put
parts
in.
of it.
We
Yeah.
couldn't. It was so weird and just yucky.
And
And
gross.
you guys don't do that.
He showed up to our initial Zoom call without pants on. So
Oh,
and told us about it.
make sure to
Oh,
let
man.
us know and show us
Show us your hands.
that he had no pants.
Were-
yeah. It
yeah.
was it was
Oh.
not great.
It was bad, guys.
Man, I wish we would have known that. We could have came in here pantsless.
oh wow.
You could have.
No, I would not do
As
that.
long as
Oh.
you weren't showing it to us.
Yeah,
Oh,
You know.
man. That's so bad.
that's terrible.
Yeah.
It is. But enough about that guy. Moving on. We're moving on. We're leaving that in the past.
We're rocking and rolling.
Can I
and
get,
going
can I
to-
get the unedited version of that? I
Yeah,
really
well,
want to hear
I'm
that
gonna-
whole thing.
Well, I'm gonna put it on Patreon. I haven't yet.
Oh,
But I'm gonna
there
put
you
it on
go.
Patreon,
Nice, there
and
you
you can
go.
pay like $5 for it.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's
Sweet.
like almost 3 hours long.
Perfect.
Nice.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
It's a lot.
see, you need to push
It's
that kind
perfect.
of stuff for the Patreon. People will actually listen.
Oh,
to
yeah.
that.
That's right.
I
That's
know,
right.
but like I don't even want them to because it's so nasty.
Yeah.
It's like it just gives you the heebie-jeebies. I don't know if men ever get the heebie-jeebies from women.
Sure they
women
do.
make you
Sure
feel
they
like,
do.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, there's definitely
meat?
heebie-jeebie vibes
Like
sometimes.
meat. Oh.
Okay,
Yeah.
then all right. Okay, so tell us a little bit about yourselves, and
Mhm.
then we want to talk about the podcast.
Well, my name is Roddy. I guess do you guys want to know like everything about like just my personal stuff then, not the podcast?
Yeah,
or-
I mean-
give us an overview of who you are as a person.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. Well, I'm a casino host. I work at a casino up here in Minnesota. I love to play disc golf. I do stand-up comedy. Yeah, I love to hang out with family and friends, play video games, and have bonfires in the summer. And I'm waiting for spring and summer because It is cold up here right now.
It's freezing today.
So yeah,
Where are
it's
you guys at?
well, I live up in like the Duluth area, Duluth, Minnesota, but I drove down tonight just so we could do this episode. And right now we're in Big Lake, Minnesota. And it was what, negative 22 this morning.
No, I would die.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
you,
not that girl.
you could pretty much
I would have to
spit
wear-
and it was frozen before it hit the ground.
Yeah.
I'd have to wear like real clothes. No, thank you.
Roddy had to too. It was
Yeah, I
weird.
know. It was weird.
It's strange. No.
All right, Justin, tell us about you.
All right. I'm Justin, aka Vandy. I'm a landscaper. I do landscape, lawn care, snow removal, and I'm a single dad to one daughter. She's my world. I do stand-up comedy. I was a big athlete in high school and college. Played football, baseball, wrestled. Like I said, do stand-up comedy. What else is there? I still bowl. I golf a lot. Play disc golf. I'm not as good as the guy to the left of me here, but I try. I'm getting there. And then most of my life is this podcast. I do a lot with the podcast.
Oh yeah, I also do the podcast. Forgot to add that part.
But-
you?
So yeah.
So, how did you guys meet? Have you always been friends? Is this a new
No,
friendship or what?
me and Roddy I used to work at the bowling alley. I was a manager at the bowling alley, and Roddy worked with me. And we got along from day one when we first met. We became
Nice.
friends, and our relationship started to grow and started getting bigger and bigger. And then we started a thing on Saturday nights called Moonlight Bowling, where there was colored pins and stuff like that inside, and we gave away money shots and all that. And then we would MC it, and we would rip on people. We would just make fun of them. You know, somebody throw a gutter, we'd be like, gutter on 12, gutter on 12. This guy is blowing it. You know, and we'd rip on people and we'd be like, all right, we're done ripping on this guy. He's bigger than me, so I'm not going to go any farther, you know.
Yeah,
And
that's funny.
we had a good comedy show going, and so we always wanted to do stand-up together, but it just never worked out. And then we wanted to start a business together, and we just never could find a venture that we both kind of agreed on. And then finally one day I was like, how about a podcast? Maybe we should do a podcast together, because, I mean, we gel really good together on the mics. And Roddy's like, I like it. Let's do it. And before he could say anything, I started buying equipment. And then the next thing he knows, we start brainstorming, and I go, what are we going to call ourselves? And Roddy goes, how about the stupidest podcast? He goes, and I go, I kind of like it. And I go, what's your reason? And he goes, well, think about it. He goes, we can't get branded bad. He goes, if somebody comes on and they hate us, they can go, that was really stupid. We could be like, thanks.
That's
Yeah,
there you
That's
go.
really good.
Yeah, it's on brand. We're
and
good.
And then if somebody goes, man, I listened to your podcast and whatever you guys said is way wrong. We're like, we're stupid. What did you expect? You know, we can't get
Yeah.
in trouble. So
Yeah.
It's genius.
Yeah, if somebody's like, hey, you can't say that. It'll be like, oh, well, what was your source? Oh, the stupidest podcast? Okay, yeah, get away from me.
yeah.
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 So we can't be held responsible for anything with the title, The Stupidest Podcast.
Nice.
I did not know that about
Yep.
you.
It's genius.
Yeah,
it
that's-
really is.
That is so funny. Way to troll yourself in the best way.
Right?
Yeah, might as well.
Beat him to the punch.
Yeah. Okay. So tell us. So you gave us a little overview. So tell us what the actual podcast is about. Like, what do y'all do?
Yeah, so I
y'all
guess
have a thing.
yeah, we have a thing. We each have a thing. Sorry. I know I didn't go there before,
There it
but
is.
I went for it
Don't
this
there
time.
it is.
Listen, we played you up as gentlemen.
That was fine.
That's why I had to
normal.
go that
No.
route. Okay. I went the clean way though. Anyways,
Yeah, it worked.
our podcast is basically we have a couple different versions of our podcast, I guess you could say. We have the podcast where it's just Vandy and I, And so we just talk about random questions, and then we do segments. We started off by just asking each other random questions, and it could be about anything. We just wanted to get to know each other and have the audience get to know us. So we did that for like the first like 10 or 11 episodes.
Yep.
Then episode 12, we decided we're like, we need to switch it up a little bit. We don't want people to get bored, and we want to switch it up. So we added a guest. And so then we started having guest episodes every now and then. And we switched it up too, so we got to know the guest during that first hour, and then the second hour we would do something specific about that guest. So our first guest, he was my roommate, and so he's really into music. So we did a music episode. So we talked just about him for the first hour, and then we get into music, and then we kind of ventured out into doing other guests, and we had you guys on, and it was awesome. Again, we got to know you the first hour, and then we talked about your podcast the second hour. And yeah, so we just kind of ventured off into that, and now we're doing local comics up here in the Duluth area right now, but we are trying to venture into the cities, and we have other comics that are interested in other places as well. So we're just doing guest episodes and Vandy and I episodes. So
Yep. It's usually about every other.
Yep.
And then we do our like he said, now we do the first half of questions like we used to, and then we do segments, and we do, 5 segments?
Yep, we do 5 segments.
And then about every 10 episodes, we kind of change up the segments as well. So actually our next episode we're going to do was going to be our first episode with the new segments that we're bringing out.
Yep, we're adding some new segments.
that's fun.
So yeah.
Cool. So how long have y'all been doing this?
We've been recording almost 2 years now. And so, yeah, we've been doing episodes 2 years, and we do it every other week. So we release every other Monday. And so then we switch that. And then so we do one episode each month is Vandy and I, and then one episode each month is a guest.
And they're long.
Yeah.
Yes, they are long. They are about 2 to 3 hours long. So if you guys do like longer podcasts, I recommend ours. It is... It is longer. But the reasoning we do the longer ones is because we do every other week. So that way you can listen to maybe the first half one week and the second half the next week.
Yeah. I'll never forget you. Justin messaged me and you're like, I gave you a shout out on my podcast. It's like, what?
This is before we recorded together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And so I go and listen to it, and I was like, this is a 2-hour episode, which is fine. But and people do that.
Yeah.
But we were not those people. And I was like, dang, how's that going? You're like, it's great. And I was like, okay, cool. So it was cool to see a different type of way of presenting your art form. So I was funny. I just remember being like, wow, 2 hours. And then we recorded, and it was like 3 hours.
Yeah.
See,
But it went by fast.
Yeah.
Exactly. Every guest
Yeah.
that we've ever had goes, I thought you said we were going to be like 2-3 hours. I'm like, it was 2 hours
We
and
did.
45 minutes.
Yeah.
And they're like, what?
Yeah.
Really? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, it goes by fast.
So, yeah.
So obviously on our show we do a lot of religion talk, the Christian and the Atheist. That's kind of our shtick. So we kind of wanted to talk to you guys about that. Did you grow up religious? Are you religious?
You go first because mine's going to be a little longer probably.
Okay, yeah. So I didn't really grow up super religious, and I'm not really religious now. My family is actually getting really into religion lately, though. The last couple of years, my mom and stepdad have gotten really into religion. They go every Sunday. They go to all the special events. They do basically everything they can with church. And I'm just I guess more on the atheist side. But I am a little spiritual. I do believe that there's maybe something out there. I don't know exactly what. I don't know. I like to listen to a lot of Pete Holmes' podcast, and he basically, his belief and I kind of have adopted it as mine, as I almost think that there's one consciousness, right? And so we're all living one consciousness, and it wants to live through all of us, and all the everything basically. And so it just wants to experience everything. And then at the end of the day, we are us right now. And then if we were to die, we're basically like a cup of water, and then we're dumped back into the ocean, or like a vase. He just explained this on his last episode. It's a weird analogy, but
I kind of like it.
yeah, he says that say everybody is like a vase, and you break the vase, right? what happens to the air inside? Was that air inside ever inside, or what were you the air? Were you the vase? What were you? He basically thinks that we are the air that was in the vase, and now that since the vase is broken, we're just back in the air. If that makes sense. So the air is conscious.
You're doing
I
so
love
good in the
this.
beginning.
Yeah, it's really.
I love this. I've never heard it.
It is
It's a bit of a mind.
It is a mind thing, but
A
yeah.
little bit. I'm trying to wrap my brain around it.
And
But
I
it's not a
am
bad
probably
thing.
doing a very poor job of representing
No, I love
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you want a better representation, just listen to Pete Holmes's podcast, You Made It Weird, and it's his most recent episode as of whatever date it is today.
Today's the 5th.
I mean, we're dropping this on Monday.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
It's pretty current. Yeah. I mean, it's February. If it's, I don't know when it's coming out on your show.
I'm actually
So-
looking up the episode right now. It's actually I think it's actually the Ken Marino podcast. That's what it is. So it's not the most recent, but it's the Ken Marino podcast that he released on January 24th.
Oh, that's cool.
So
Neat. I've never heard that before.
That
It's
is pretty
interesting.
good.
I'm not against it.
Yeah, it's interesting.
yeah, so I don't know
Very-
exactly. I don't know. It's a weird way to think about it, but
Yeah.
he's kind of talked about it in the past, but the way he mentioned it in the podcast that I was listening to today, it just made complete sense to me for some reason, and I just connected with it really hard, and so that's why I wanted to bring it up today, because I knew you guys were going to talk about something
Yeah.
religious, and I just
always do.
connected with that hard today. So
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
So your family is getting into religion. Is there any expectation for you to jump on that ship? Is there any tension there about that?
not any I don't know. There is a little bit of pressure, but not super amount of pressure. They're not forcing me to do anything. They do ask me to go to church whenever I'm around and they're going to church. I'll be like, yeah, I'll go. But I'm
What
not.
kind of church is it?
Yeah, what are they?
It's the one in Buffalo.
Are they Catholic?
It's
Sure.
it's like a Catholic, but I think it's I don't even remember
Is it-
what it's.
Lutheran?
Might be Lutheran. I don't think it's Lutheran. I think it's
Okay.
Southern Baptist?
not that one.
Oh, sorry.
No, but there's some stuff that they have said in the last couple of years that I don't believe in. So that's why I'm not a huge
Yeah.
fan of.
The church?
Yeah.
Do you want to elaborate?
Yeah.
Well, they talk about I don't know.
Go ahead.
It just
won't
seems
hurt my-
it seems like there's a lot of anti stuff going on. They were talking about they made a comment about one of my friends being gay and another being transgender, and they made a comment about it, and I'm like, that is not right. That is
Yo.
incorrect.
Ooh.
And so I was very against that. And so I don't know
Yeah.
if the church is pushing that or not. And if they are, I believe that is wrong because they should not be pushing that. And I just can't support that at all. So,
Yeah.
Oh my god, you just got way cool.
yeah.
Just so you know.
Well,
I
thank
had no
you.
idea. Anyways, with that being said, I agree so much
Yeah.
that is something that I find such issue with is the negative agenda towards the LGBTQ plus community. It's toxic, it's dangerous, it's not of God because
Exactly.
like what is this? It's not loving thy neighbor. This is if you're causing people to want to kill themselves, then
Yeah.
you're an issue. So
Yep.
yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, and it
Thanks
wasn't
for
like-
bringing-
Yeah. It wasn't a huge comment, but
No,
it was
and
just a slight comment, just kind of and I'm like, okay, that's going to lead to something else. So just stop it right
Yeah.
now because that is not
yeah.
Nip that
right.
one.
Yeah.
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 All
So.
right.
Yeah. So anytime they bring up that kind of stuff, I just
Close the door.
close the door hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zero
Too.
tolerance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Justin. What about you, dude?
Yeah.
I grew up very religious. I went to. I'm Lutheran, so I went to church every Wednesday night for youth group, and then every Saturday night we had Bible study and sermon, and then we had Sunday morning mass.
So is Lutheran similar to Catholicism?
It's similar. There's a few differences. I mean, depending on which one you go to, but yeah.
Right. Okay.
I went all the way up until almost college, 3 nights a week. And
Oh
then-
wow,
Yeah,
dedicated.
Yeah. Didn't really have a choice.
Why do you say you didn't have a choice? I mean, did you live with your parents at that time, and that's why?
Yeah.
Okay.
Their house,
Okay.
their rules.
Yeah.
So, which was fine because I mean, I was really I didn't mind it. Like I wasn't a Bible thumper, as they say, or whatever. You know, I believed in God, and I've read the Bible 3 times in my life already. So, and I liked it. I thought it was great. I liked the stories, and I liked all that and everything. But as I got older and I started science and studying and all that, I had questions. And I go, some of this stuff's not lining up. This isn't lining up, and that isn't lining up. And I still believe in a higher power, and I still go to church. Not as much as I used to, but I mean, I go every other Sunday or, you know, when I can and all that. And I believe in a higher power. I just don't believe everything in the Bible now, where I would have back in the day.
Yeah. Isn't that funny? Like, as you get older, you're like, that's suspicious.
Right. I'm like,
And that's actually another thing that I like love about Pete Holmes's podcast is he used to be really like that's how he was raised. He was raised Christian, and now you can like tell obviously he's changed a little bit. He's not like religious anymore. He just is more spiritual and loves to talk about that stuff. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
So Lutheran, do y'all drink wine when you do communion?
yes.
Man, I'm gonna look. Mormons. We had stale bread and water that a bunch of 12-year-old boys had wiped their hands all in first.
That sounds delicious.
It wasn't.
You get a little Dixie, not even a Dixie cup. It's like a little thimble,
The little paper cup.
Not even a paper cup. It's like a clear little.
Yeah.
It almost looks like what if you're going to get a tattoo, what they put their ink in.
Yeah.
It's a little cap.
We had those ones sometimes, but we'd also get the little paper ones sometimes.
Cute.
And it's funny because we'll go to like Catholic churches, you know, for like weddings or funerals, and they do that, and they share the cup.
I've seen that. Blew my mind.
And my grandma just freaks out. She's like, all those germs on the lips on that cup. Oh.
And they just wipe it off. Yeah. And then the next.
Oh, do they wipe it?
Yeah, they wipe it off. But they have this guy, the priest, whatever, whoever. Wipes. And I think he might slightly turn it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it's in your mouth. It's touching your lips. There's spit on your lips. And then
the backwash. I've seen some of these little old men. No.
But it also doesn't allow for like 21 and younger to take communion.
I
thought of it that way.
I remember the first time I ever took communion, and they gave me the little circle piece of bread, and I ate it, and I go to my parents. I'm like, I thought it was supposed to be bread. They go, that was. I go, that was styrofoam. That's styrofoam. That is not bread.
Yeah.
I go, I don't know where you guys are eating bread, but that's not bread.
It is. It's completely the consistency of what styrofoam is.
Is that what you've had too in the past, or do you guys have
for sure? Bread? So no. So like I'll talk current. It's current times now. They have like I don't know Mardel's. I'm just kidding. Some like religious place has these literal plastic cups that have the juice in it, and then there's like a film of plastic covering that, and then on top of that plastic is the wafer that is then covered with plastic. So they sit them in this and they sit it in the seat back in front of you, and you sit down and it's right there, and you grab it, and then as a community you take the bread, take the body, put it together and do that, and then you take off the lid of that thing, and then they're like take the blood, and then you take the blood and you shoot it.
That's crazy. Mormons, the 12-year-old boys up front fill it up with a pitcher of water from the bathroom sink, and they have white bread, like Wonder Bread that someone brought in, and they rip it up
like
into little pieces.
Bread?
Yeah,
like sliced bread.
Yeah, like Wonder Bread. Yeah,
yeah,
so
I would rather have that.
They rip up. Well,
the bread.
Imagine
the bread.
12-year-old boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
They wipe their hands all over it, and they break it up, and then they have it in little trays, and they pass it down the pew, and so you take your piece, and then you hand it to the next person.
That's cool. I went to a church. I think it was a First Christian or something like that, and they have the plate with the holes where you get the little cup, and then you have in the middle it's like like a piece of huge cracker,
Yeah.
and you break
Break it off.
yourself.
Yep,
Oh.
I've seen
And
that.
it's a big piece. You just take a little bit and then move it.
That was
really neat.
I
See, and
wonder
that-
why
that-
it's all.
That's how we get our wine too. Is there's a plate with all the holes, and then you just
Yeah.
take your little cup out of the thimble. Out of
Yeah, that's how the water was for me. I wonder why it's all cracker instead of bread.
Yeah. And that was the best communion bread I've ever had. The body tasted good.
Oh my god.
Every once in a while, there would be like some Mormon lady who was like, "I'm gonna make the bread," and would make really good bread and bring it in.
Dang.
But 9 times out of 10, it was just like a loaf of sliced bread from the store.
Mm.
Dang.
What blows my mind of all the churches I've been to is how many different versions of the Lord's Prayer.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've
How-
heard.
which one is
That's
that?
up.
Which one is that one?
Our Father who
Oh,
art in
okay.
heaven,
Yeah.
hallowed be thy name.
Got it.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're all pretty much the same until you get to the ending. They all seem to finish.
No, yeah.
Wait, how's it different?
Um,
Mormons, I've read it, I've heard of it, but it's not a thing in the Mormon church.
See, ours
I
is
have to think.
for the power, the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Amen.
Where this,
Let me like look up how. Yeah, I think mine's the same.
Yeah.
But I've been to a funeral and I said it different.
yeah, I've been to a
I was
few,
like,
and I'm
hmm?
like, what do you guys? What?
Awkward.
Where did you guys learn?
What church are you going to?
Yeah.
That's not what my Lord said.
Did you know in the Salem witch trials, one of the tests to see if someone was a witch was to see if they could recite the Lord's Prayer 100% perfectly, like no mispronunciation, no like if you said hallowed instead of hollowed or whatever, you
Right.
would be deemed a witch.
I'm a witch.
Well, all those trials, it was pretty much
That was a mess.
impossible. Like,
That's true.
they were putting you up. They pretty much wanted you to fail.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I'm letting you guys know right now that I must be a witch.
Oh,
I
I'm
couldn't-
probably.
I couldn't do it
Yeah.
They
Why would? Yeah.
because
okay.
well
You can't
they'll say it like I've gone to church obviously, but like they'll say the prayer and then I just let them do their thing and then I'll say amen.
Makes sense.
I remember
hear
that
me out.
part.
I've never been to a church where. Do you say it, Justin? Do you say it all the time at church?
What?
You'll say the Lord's Prayer.
Yeah, we finished. That's the last prayer we say. Almost.
No, we never say it.
Oh, that's our
Not
close.
church.
That's like our closing prayer.
Yeah. So that makes sense. So like I didn't know the Lord's Prayer until For King and Country came out with a song and that was the end of the song and they sang it and that's how I learned it.
Oh,
I'm assuming that's a
Interesting.
band.
That's a band.
Okay, cool.
That's a Christian rock band For King and Country. And they're actually really great.
I'll take your word. I can't say that I believe you, but I'll let you believe it.
It's
Yeah,
like
there you go.
okay. It's like Kings of Leon style.
Okay.
Ooh,
You know what I
like
mean?
Kings-
Like think of Kings of Leon. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
good music.
You're fine. I'm sorry.
They are learning about each
Okay.
other right
I
now.
I
know.
hit a nerve.
You don't like Kings of Leon?
I mean, they're fine.
Do you know
It's
the
fine.
Kings of
Yes,
Leon?
I know who
Okay.
Kings of Leon are. I've been alive in the last 10 years already.
I'm just shook right now.
They're fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine, I guess.
Honestly, I will say my Kings of Leon. Okay, I worked in a salon, and there was a girl who I worked with who was obsessed with
Oh, yeah.
them, and she had a CD,
Uh,
and she would play it
ruin it.
on loop for like 3 months to the point where
Yeah.
one of the girls like accidentally broke it, you know, and she was so mad, and we were all like, okay, Jill, we can't handle it anymore. And so like they're fine, but I may be biased in this
I
opinion.
mean, yeah, I guess. Whatever. It's fine. I don't know. We may or may not be friends after this. I'm just kidding. This is the thing that breaks us.
This is the one.
This
Kings of Leon destroyed the podcast.
And I'm like not even that like crazy about them. I
I know.
like them.
Yeah.
I'm not like
I've literally never heard you talk about them or
No.
play them like, ever.
I'm
Yeah,
real
but she's
quick
ready to
story.
die for them today. All right.
Oh,
No. No, one time I was camping out in Stillwater, Oklahoma, and this guy that was camped next to us said that he was the dad to one of the guys of Kings of Leon, and this was right before they got really big.
cool story.
And I was like, what? Cool. And then we find out, and then they start getting big, and I was like, remember when we met him, their dad? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, that's cool.
That's
I
cool.
met oh shoot. Damn it. All American Rejects. Our
Oh,
friends.
Oh,
nice.
nice.
Yeah, and I met them
Yeah.
one time at a track meet. When I
That's
was in high
actually
school.
really cool.
I
What a
know.
cooler story.
I know.
I appreciate you sharing
They
that.
came on my track bus when I was in high school.
You
Dang.
could have just ran off with them.
Nah,
I might have.
it was fun.
For All American Rejects, I might die. They're
Wow.
sexy. The music, it's so good.
I had a girlfriend hook up with the drummer from Blink 182.
What the fuck?
Wait,
That's fantastic.
Yeah, except I was there at the concert with her.
What?
no, I know.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
she literally left me that day, and then we get back.
No offense, but that's kind of.
That's terrible. But
Yeah.
like, actually, is it though?
I'm just
Hold
kidding.
on.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Well, the thing that's the way she acted. Like we got back home or
Yeah.
whatever. The next day, she was like, she acted like nothing. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like,
But it was
we're
the
done.
drummer. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's exactly what she said. She goes, I go, we're done. She goes, what do you mean we're
Yeah.
done? I go, you hooked up with another dude. She goes, it was the drummer from Blink. I go, I don't care.
Unless-
It's still a guy.
Yeah, unless
You
you've
don't do
discussed this beforehand, it's a no.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't your hall pass by any means.
Yeah.
Right? Thank you. We talked about
Speaking
this.
of Paul passes, who's y'all's Paul pass?
Yeah, I wanna
but
hear
you're not married, but it's fine.
But who would it be if you had? Okay, so like, what's the one celebrity or musician or whoever
That you would cheat on your girlfriend with if you had one.
That's
Do you know?
I don't know.
Rachel McAdams. Rachel McAdams.
Oh, yeah, that's a solid millennial choice. I like that.
I'm not mad. Like, that's a great choice.
Yeah, she's great.
She's cool. She was in the Notebook, right?
She's
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
she's
And,
gorgeous.
Mean Girls and
Mean Girls.
everything.
She's
yeah.
she's a good girl with bedroom eyes. Like I'm
Oh
in.
yeah, she does have real big doe
Yeah,
eyes. Yeah.
yeah.
Did
Yeah.
you see her in like was it the Time Traveler's Wife?
Yep, she
I
was
didn't
great.
see that movie.
I did not like when she dyed her hair blonde. I was like, what are you doing?
No.
It didn't suit her. She looks great no matter what, but
Right.
it didn't suit her as well as other colors do. Her skin tone is not as.
Her in Time Traveler's Wife, and then her in Wedding Crashers. Wedding Crashers. I was like, oh God, stop.
Yep, that's the one.
Oh.
Did you get one? Do you have one, Roddy?
I'll probably go with Anna Kendrick. I like Anna.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I like her. She's pretty.
She's funny.
She's,
I like her.
She's funny. She's cute. She seems down to earth. Like
yeah.
all the interviews and
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
that I've seen her like do like on podcasts and stuff. I like her.
hmm
Do you guys watch Hot Ones on Hot
Yeah.
Ones?
Yeah,
on
she just
YouTube?
had.
Hot
Yeah,
Wings?
she just did Hot Ones.
Yeah, she
I haven't
was in
seen
Hot
the
Ones.
episode, but I saw her
It's
like.
so good.
Yeah,
She's
okay.
funny.
Nice.
It's good.
I like
I
her.
won't say anything. I won't
God,
ruin
that's a
it for you, but
podcast. I wish
go
we
watch
would have
it.
started.
Yeah, I'll have to watch that one for sure.
Yeah.
You want to share your whole
All right,
past?
all right. Who was your?
My
Oh
Hall.
yeah, go ahead. I want to hear this.
We can't ask them enough,
We-
Sarah. We talked about this recently.
I get
and
weird.
it broke her brain. The idea of saying that another person besides her husband is attractive makes her sweaty. She can't do it.
Dang.
No, but this
That's-
person also
that's a good
makes
thing,
me
though.
sweaty, but, but do know, not real life. Anyways,
We know, Aubrey. We
I'm
know.
sorry. I'm just weird. But, Jason Momoa. Just
Oh,
saying his
yeah.
name makes me giggle.
Yep.
We share
Right?
we share the same birthday.
Dude, I share the same body
Ooh,
type
You're
as him.
twins.
Yeah, I was
What-
like, we could be besties.
What's
Nice.
your zodiac sign?
Leo.
I don't
Right.
know what you.
Oh no,
What's
then it
your-
will definitely not.
What's
work
your
out.
birthday?
August 1st. August 1st.
Yeah, that would be
Leo. Yeah.
right?
I
The
don't
only
know.
reason,
Yeah,
the only
Leo.
reason I know that is because that's where my husband's birthday is nearby.
Is your husband
nice.
a Leo?
Yeah.
Holy, that makes so much sense.
I don't think any
No
of it's real.
offense.
I don't listen or pay attention to that stuff.
Oh, I love it. I think it's
I
a
think
good
it's-
time.
I think it's cute to like.
I don't know that it's
Yeah.
real, but I definitely love it. And I'm 100% a Libra. Like, your girl's a Libra to the core. And she's so Aries. But
Yeah, but they can all be said for everybody.
maybe.
I don't
I'm
even,
not
I
gonna
don't even know what
say
they
I'm
all
like-
mean.
It means I'm effing awesome.
Oh,
Yeah, there you
I
go.
thought that's
She's
what Leo
spicy.
was.
And awesome. Do what?
I thought that's what Leo was. We're a lion. We're badass.
Y'all are like, I think Leos and Aries are,
Rock stars. I get it. Yeah.
no, there's like a button you push that you don't want to push.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, we don't
I have a
take we don't
temper.
take
You have a
shit.
temper. Yeah.
We
Yeah,
don't
there
have a
you
temper.
go.
We just don't
That's
take
so
shit.
real.
Right?
But
We
you
like
can
things
say
our
that
way.
Of anybody in the world, you can say that of anybody. It doesn't matter what.
Stop raining on my
I'm
parade.
sorry. It's all real, and you're
Robbie, what is your sign?
I'm a crab.
What's that?
Cancer.
For cancer.
Cancer.
My kids are cancers. My
Oh,
girls.
Nice.
And they're like the coolest. So
there you go.
So I'm the
But we were
coolest.
talking about hall passes. What's your hall pass?
Adam Driver. I love him.
Adam Driver.
I know the name. I can't picture.
He's the he was in Marriage Story. He's Kylo Ren in the new Star
Oh
Wars.
yeah,
ones.
yeah, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Still don't know. what
He's
he ever
all
called.
right.
Big goofy weirdo, and if I would climb that man like a tree.
That's awesome.
She would.
I would.
She's not kidding.
All right.
I love him.
All right. What was your first crush?
Ooh,
Oh my
first,
God,
like,
Adam
celebrity?
Driver? Are you kidding me right now?
Yes.
Oh, she just looked him up.
Yes. Absolutely yes, and I don't care if you
That's
don't
what
get
I
it.
He's
I
a
don't
weird looking dude.
That is absolutely correct. Ugh.
He's
got
got
it.
like a good.
I'm just gonna
He's got
hold.
a fan.
He's like awkward.
I'm just gonna hold
Yes.
this here for you for the rest of the podcast now.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't mind. No, he is. He's super goobery and awkward, and his face shouldn't make me swoon, but it does.
That's weird,
Huh.
but okay.
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know.
That makes me feel good about my
Alright.
face.
Alright.
Just
There you
kidding.
go.
I'm just kidding.
Who was your
I was just
who
making
was your
fun of
first celebrity crush?
Ooh.
Mine's hilarious.
What is it?
Lance Bass.
Oh, nice.
Who?
He
Lance
likes
Bass
one of my
from-
videos
Oh,
on
yeah.
TikTok.
He what?
She's interacted with him.
Yeah, Lance Bass liked one of my videos on TikTok.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
It was
highest.
a big when she told me I about like fell in my chair. I was like,
I almost barfed.
wow.
Because I was a huge NSYNC fan.
The biggest
Yeah.
comment I ever got was Ice Cube. Ice Cube replied.
What?
Yeah. It was a video on Kevin Hart, and I made a short joke, and Ice Cube replied back in a video with my comment and goes, "This is the funniest shit I've read all day."
Oh my
And I was like,
Oh my gosh.
"Yes."
That's amazing.
That's really cool.
That's amazing. My first celebrity crushes I can remember, Benny the Jet Rodriguez from
Sandlot.
Oh,
Which
nice.
Which is funny because my husband, if you look at my husband as a boy and that
Aw.
kid, they are like, it's
Identical.
like, yeah, it's almost creepy. And then Rufio from Hook.
I don't know
Oh.
who that is.
I've actually talked to him too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dante, I forget his last name.
He get junky.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's all right. So do we all.
He's really yeah. I'm not 145 pounds like I was in high school, so yeah.
Right.
What are
But
y'all
he's-
celebrity crushes?
Do you remember your first?
I think one of my first was Amanda Bynes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
The
I
Amanda
loved
Show.
her.
What was
Yeah.
she in?
Loved her.
In the Amanda Show, in all
do you
that.
mean?
in-
What's
the
she
man?
in?
She's the
Yeah.
man.
She's the man.
You have to watch that. That is.
She was
is
like-
iconic.
She was like
I'm terrible with names.
huge when we were kids. I guess I'm a little
Look
younger
her
than
up.
you.
You'll know. You'll know when you find
She's had some trouble in the last few years.
Yeah, she has.
actually,
But
she has a conservatorship over her because she
Mhm.
like went off the rails.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's gone through some stuff, but
yeah.
Meg Ryan.
Oh yeah.
You got mail.
Nice.
She's
She's cute.
Top-
She was cute back in the day for sure.
Top
Mhm.
Gun. Top Gun. I was like,
Oh, I didn't watch that. Sorry.
you've never seen Top Gun?
I've seen it, but it's been a few years. Listen, we're women.
you just broke
keep
Vandy's
that
heart.
in your.
She was so
Keep it
hot
right.
in that, and Goose, take me to bed or lose me forever. I was like, yes.
Is that where that came from? That's
Uh-huh.
cool. I had
Yeah.
no idea.
Oh, she
Yeah.
was great.
Nice.
She's
Wow, this took a segue, but I love it.
she's married to John Cougar Mellencamp. Now,
Huh.
she went backstage and they never left each other ever since backstage. So
Nice.
She gagged.
That's what your girlfriend is looking for, the drummer of Blink 182.
yeah, right.
Oh.
She was brushing her
It's not
teeth
happening.
back
Yeah.
there.
Backstage.
Gross.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jesus. Anyways,
Oh, Lordy.
how do we go
I
on?
don't know.
Okay.
See, this is how our podcast is.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly like this.
No, I love
We
it.
start on
Love it.
track for one thing, and we fall so far off.
This is why our episodes are 2 to 3 hours long.
Yeah.
I
It
love
happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
Okay. So I do have a question to kind of bring us back into where we were.
'Kay.
Is so I know Roddy talked about it's like a collective consciousness. Would so do you like call that like there's a God situation going on, or just no, it's just how
So I don't.
the reason go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know exactly. Like, you could call it God. You could call it whatever you want. Another video that I saw recently. It's kind of just another like. Kind of the same like thing. So there's this guy that was saying how God is water. And again, it's kind of the same concept. God is water because God is everywhere. God is in us. God is around us. All that kind of stuff. So like all the, I guess, not really cliche things people say about God, but like everything that people say about God, water also represents. And so like God could be water, God could be consciousness, God could be anything. So it's, I don't know exactly. Like, if you want to believe in a God, you could say it's God. If you don't believe it's God, it could still be a thing potentially. I don't know. Like I'm kind of in the vein of I don't know. Like, that's kind of the way I look at it, and I don't think anybody knows. I think we're all just kind of playing along and trying to do it the best we can. And
Yeah, for sure.
There's a reason why I asked, but I have to plug my computer in.
yeah, you're good.
I thought you were gonna go yell at some kids. Nice.
Here.
Yeah, move your guy. Sorry, guys.
No, you're good.
It's fine.
Nice.
But yeah, so I guess I can just reiterate like that again.
You're
but...
fine. You're fine.
There. No, sorry.
We got it. We got
Okay.
it.
The reason I was asking, hold on.
Yeah.
So sorry.
No, you're good.
Oh, you're
But the
good.
reason why I was asking was because, like, how do you, okay, so you know, as Christians, like, we daily walk with God. She does not daily walk with God. She's, like, just taking care of her shit on her own, and I'm like, cool.
Yep.
What does your day-to-day look like? Like, how do you go on day-to-day? Do you just try to be a good person, which I'm going to assume that's the case, or do you, like, meditate to a higher power with that knowledge? I'm just really interested in what that looks like, or if you even know, because I know that that's, like, a interesting perspective to have, and
Yeah.
I'm still diving into that, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm definitely still diving into it. There's nothing that I think I'm never going to have an actual answer, I believe. But the way that I do like my day-to-day, I just try to be a good person. I meditate, but I don't necessarily do it in the traditional fashion, I guess. I like to stretch, and in that stretch, I like to not think about anything. And if I just let my mind wander if it wants to wander. Otherwise, I just focus on the music that's playing, or focus on the stretch that I'm doing. Or sometimes I like to just lay in bed and do the same thing. Don't have anything distracting me. I just lay there I usually lay in bed for like 20 minutes every morning. So I wake up earlier than I need to, so I can just lay there for a little bit, just so I can kind of, whether it be, regroup or meditate or whatever you want to call it. I don't really have a word for it. I just do it.
Nice.
Yeah, I just sit there and either think of my day, or, like I said, just let my mind wander and think of whatever it wants to think about, whether it be jokes, the podcast, disc golf, work, maybe a situation I have going on that day, family, friend, anything like that. I just kind of let it go.
Nice.
So
Nice. I remember when I first left the church, and I had a friend reach out to me who was just, I had known her when I was Mormon, and she was kind of like asking questions. How is this? Thank you. How is this, like, what do you believe? I don't understand. And I remember her asking me, like, if I still pray. And I was like, well, no, I don't believe in anything. But then I was thinking about it, and I was kind of like, I mean, I kind of still do, but not really. I just kind of throw, it's like before when I was Mormon, say I had a problem, I couldn't find my keys and I'm looking for them, I would say a prayer, be like, oh my God, Lord, help me find my keys, I need them. Now I'm looking for my keys and I'm in my brain going like, oh, where I need to find my keys. It's the same mentality. I'm just not attaching a higher power to it anymore.
Yeah.
But I will say I don't like sit down and be like, let's regroup my thoughts. Sorry, I probably clapped right into the microphone.
It's fine. Don't do it again.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't necessarily do it in the more like organized version of praying. I don't do that anymore. But I do still, throw my thoughts out to the universe, I guess. I don't know.
I guess that's yeah, I like the way that you said that because I don't necessarily do it to a higher power either.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of throw it out there. Like if I want to throw a disc golf disc well or something, I'll just be like, okay, like I just focus on what I'm doing. And then I'm just like, okay, let's just focus on the positive. And then I always just kind of think of the situation and I don't really think of asking a higher power. Like every now and then, I know it kind of goes with the religion, I guess. But my brother, he passed away in 2013, and I'll still think of him every now and then. So like I'll be doing something, and I'll be like, "Hey, need your help, Donovan." Like,
so are you trying to manifest it, or are you just actually praying?
I don't call it praying. I maybe call it manifesting. But yeah, I'm like just thinking of the situation, seeing like how I want it to go, and I foresee what I want to happen, and trying to make it manifest, I guess.
I like it. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I think that's fantastic. And I also have a little what's that called? The power of positive attraction, power of there's positive attraction, thinking positive thought.
Yeah, almost like The Secret almost.
Yeah.
Like where you
Okay.
Okay.
I can see I have people that I know that they're always like, why does this kind of stuff always happen to me? And I'm like, you act like it ain't happening to anyone else. It's your outlook, friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, what was me always?
Yeah.
And the power of positive thinking. And I think she gets in pickles and she'll just be like, well, that kind of sucked, but moving on,
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no point dwelling on it. Stressing and worrying about something doesn't change it 99 times out of 10. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And then if I get in a pickle, I'm like, ooh, Jesus.
Positive attitude, positive outcome.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And then you were talking about wanting to throw good
discs.
Disc golf, yeah, disc. I was a terrible example.
Golf.
Yeah, yep.
I know what it is. I just
Okay.
don't know the terms.
Yep.
Anyways, let it be known. I don't know the terms, but I did know what it is. That I remember I do these things where I'm like, if I get where I'm driving and something makes me nervous, I'm like, okay, Jesus, let's go.
Yeah.
Jesus next to me, help me.
Take the wheel.
Steady my hands, Jesus take the wheel, yeah. Or whenever I went hunting, I literally called on the Lord because I was about to kill something. And I was like, come on, God, we're going to do this together. Right. That's messed up.
I mean, he kills more things than anybody else. So.
Yeah.
No,
True.
that's
I mean,
not
true.
God.
Yeah.
That's a different, that's a version of God that people made up. Is it though? You don't even
Who's
believe
taking
God.
them then?
I mean, the flood and
That one flood.
war and pestilence and
The Egyptian kids. Sad.
I heard
Sad. Anyway.
that comedian that we didn't finish it. That comedian that I sent you, Ari Shafir, whatever.
Yeah.
Did you? He has a bit about the flood.
Yeah.
How God's representation of the flood, his forgiveness, was the rainbow.
Yeah.
And how God was always against gay marriages and all that, and all that. And he goes, it's pretty funny that you got to listen to it. So I'm not doing this very good, but his whole thing was, the funny thing is his gift for the flood was the rainbow, and gay people's main flag is now the rainbow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. I've heard a lot of Christians be like, it's ours first. And I'm like, oh my gosh, get a grip. It was nature's.
Yeah.
it's a great freaking stand-up, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to look up that one. That one sounds good. Yeah. So, Justin, how does God play a role in your daily life currently?
I still talk. I mean, I still talk to God, probably not daily and all that, and I don't even know if I'm talking to God, but I definitely think there's a higher power. There's definitely a creator or something out there. I go, we just didn't. As much as people at Big Bang Theory and all this and that, I go, all right, you have Big Bang Theory, but that speck still had to come from somewhere.
Yeah, I definitely think the Big Bang Theory happened. Like, it's a theory, yes, and I think that there was something there for sure, but I do agree, like, God played a hand in that in my belief system, and it's like the chances of a planet Earth happening is so vast and rare that I'm like, sounds like some kind of coordination here of something putting that together for me.
There's
feels
just
funny talking about this with her next to me though. I'm like, she's like, no, it's not.
I'm not gonna disagree.
But you're not. No, and
right,
I'm sorry.
right. You still. I don't know what it is, but I definitely think there's something.
Yeah. I feel a pull towards something.
Yeah.
And I feel like you do too.
I just
do you feel a pull
I don't
ever, Kathleen?
No.
I just
It's all right.
I don't think our body I think our body is really just a capsule. I just don't think that when we die it's just done.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
I know.
say it.
But I feel like
I actually love that idea that when I die, I don't have to think about anything else. There's no after it. The idea of just being like, flip, finished.
Yeah,
This is beautiful.
There's no to-do list after death, right?
Thank you. Thank you.
I just don't like
Y'all are going to be busy and on that.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
No.
Your ass is going to be right next to us being like, okay, fine. And if your theory is right, I don't get to be like, okay,
Yeah, you're not gonna
fine.
You're not
I'm
gonna
so
care.
sad.
You're gonna be gone. It doesn't matter. You're gonna be
I'm
dead.
so sad, but I can't like, dang.
You won't be. You'll be dead.
Yeah, you can't feel bad.
don't take this away from me.
You won't have an opportunity.
That's what I'm
Sorry. I did recently. We did a show with a girl who is also grew up very religious and isn't anymore. And she said the only reason that she hopes there's any kind of an afterlife is because she wants to be a ghost and haunt people. And I was like, oh yes. Oh my God, I found my calling. That is the only thing that I would want to do is just be the most obnoxious Victorian ghost.
That's
in
what
the
you
world.
get to
It's
be.
like,
That's what you get to do. What else would you
Is
get to
it
do?
though?
is it though? Because I don't think that's what y'all are getting taught every Sunday in church. No one's saying you get to poltergeist around your grandma's house.
Yeah,
That's not what you're learning.
If you guys
What else am I
gonna
gonna do? Like that's all I want to do.
If you guys talked about that in church, I would go.
Do you know how many people?
Right?
Do you know how many people I plan
Thank
on
you.
messing with in my afterlife?
The Lutherans maybe, but
What church are you going
right? I've been to many a church.
Oh, I'm not saying the
And
church is
to be
teaching me
fair,
this, but
to? Yeah, I know.
A lot of them were Mormons, so that doesn't really count it for anything. But
The ones you've been to, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if
You
you
guys-
guys, like, what kind of haunting are you wanting to do?
oh, I'm just gonna fuck with people. I'm not gonna really. I'm sorry. Can I
I'm
swear
gonna
on
be
here?
so
Sorry.
annoying.
I
You
apologize.
Say it.
too.
We
I
don't care.
believe it.
Well,
I believe
Okay.
you can say fuck all you want.
We don't
believe
care.
it.
I can't believe you bleep said that.
I just want to mess with people. Everybody. I'm not outliving this guy.
Hilarious.
I'm not going to outlive this guy at all. I mean, if you saw our lifestyles, there's no way I'm outliving him. I'm going to mess with him every day.
It's so fun.
I need to start having a less healthy lifestyle.
Who's like, that's who's gonna outlive who to haunt him first?
Oh man, I really would if there's because like I love April Fool's Day because my goal is to just mildly inconvenience my husband's life all day. Just I don't do anything big. I don't do anything. I don't want to jeopardize his career. I don't want to injure him. I don't want to do anything crazy. But like little stuff, like I move the seat in his car either way up or way back. So when he gets in, he has to fix it. And I put Vaseline on every door, every single one, every door.
Short sheet the bed.
Every year it has been. We've been married almost 15 years, and every year I do this, and he never sees it coming, which I don't know how that's possible at this point. But I'll put like either baking soda or salt, or when the kids were itty bitty, I would put the Orajel, which numbs your mouth, in his toothbrush. Every year, he's surprised. Every year, and so that's what I'm gonna do as a ghost.
Nice.
Just little.
Yeah.
So he
I'm
knows-
not gonna hurt anybody. I'm just gonna mess with
No.
them.
Well, that way he also knows that you're still around.
He knows, and he knows it's coming. And
Yeah.
one of the years recently, I didn't do anything. I just played it up like I had, so he was on edge all
Nice.
day, and I did fuck all. It was
That's
so great.
that is perfect.
My favorite.
I love
And
it.
he starts dreading it. It's the best.
See, and that's what I would do all day, every day.
I think I have a prank for you for this April Fool's.
What is it?
Okay, so what you got to do, you got to go to a concert, right?
Okay.
And sleep with the drummer.
It could work. It could work.
I've heard that it works in the past.
I never saw
Really
it coming.
funny.
I never saw it
It's
coming.
a really funny joke.
Yeah. He won't see it coming.
Oh, I feel bad. But it was blinking.
It's
fine.
I feel like you'd be on her side. Like, I feel like you're her high school friend. Like, come on, Justin. Come on.
It was just
Like,
one
come on,
time.
look
She's
who-
not gonna do it again.
Yeah.
Unless they come back to
Yeah, until they come in.
right.
I mean, he said they're
Itchy.
they're
Oh, no.
Fine.
they're
If
only
you
here
start
every
itching.
they're only here every other year. He said.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
Every other year. But yeah, I would definitely not touch a person who slept with anybody's drummer with a 10-foot pole after they did that.
No, the drummer's
Yeah.
I don't
way
care.
less than the
I don't
guitar
care
player.
protection or not. Something's crawling out of there.
Gross.
But you tell me I'm wrong.
I mean, no.
Jesus, what kind of guys did you guys hook up?
No, I'm just like, it's just, you think about it, like a rock band style guy, he's gonna like be banging every roadie out there if he gets the
Not the
opportunity.
roadies.
Or whoever. Gosh, whatever. I never sleazed around,
Yeah.
so I don't know the lingo. But I'm just saying, that's my thought.
Yeah.
I think groupie.
Yeah. Where
Groupie.
where do you think
What
those drumsticks were? You know, like that's what I'm saying.
Gross.
Woo!
Yikes.
I'm sorry. I apologize, Lord. I apologize.
Mm.
You just prayed. That was sweet.
I did it for you.
He's like, actually, I thought it was funny. I'm good.
Yeah. Okay. So we talked to you guys a little bit before about how we were going to do this, and we asked that you guys, because y'all are comedians, come up with a little
Give us your type five.
comedy segment. So this is the comedy segment. Guys, take it away.
Okay, I'm gonna let Vandy go first. I'm probably not gonna do a full 3 minutes that you guys
you're
wanted me to
fine.
do.
Okay.
I'll do a few jokes for you, but I'll let Vandy start.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
pull
I don't-
my jokes up,
Yeah.
so I'm not gonna have you guys on screen. So you guys actually. Oh, there you are. I used are.
Wait
I'm-
a second. Are you putting this on YouTube like this?
No.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
We don't do
I
video.
am. I'm
No.
not ready for this.
No, it's
That's worse.
no, the website. What's it
Okay.
called? Pornhub. That's what it is.
Oh, that's the one. Nice.
I was gonna put it on my OnlyFans.
Oh, there we go. No, I'm just kidding. I would never do that, you guys. Sorry,
I
I'm
mean,
pulling
that'd
up
be
my.
debut.
I'm pulling up my joke. So, do you guys want to hear clean stuff, or can I get a little naughty, or I guess how do you guys want me
You
to?
can do your naughty because it's not that.
Follow
naughty.
your heart.
I'll follow my heart.
Follow your heart.
I'll tell.
I don't know. I'm scared.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'll do.
You're gonna be fine.
I probably won't do 3 minutes, but I'll tell you one bit that I do.
Okay.
So my name's Vandy. I'm a single dad, and as a single dad growing up, raising a kid, you got to bring him to the restroom. Well, as a single dad, I had to bring her to the men's room. And while we're in the men's room, we're in the stall, and she's going to the bathroom, and she notices there's a guy next to us. And all of a sudden, she looks over and she goes, "Are you pooping too?" And I hear a giggle from the next stall, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So she's going to the bathroom, and she gets all done, and I wipe her and get her pants on, and I tell her good job, and the next thing I know is I hear a bang on the stall next to me. what about me? I go, yeah, you're doing good too, buddy. Just you're wiping your own butt this time.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I like it.
I'm sure you have a lot of like dad stories because kids are hilarious, and I can only imagine like the few men's bathrooms that I've been. I only went in to just check it out. It's like a whole situation.
Didn't make it sound any better at all. I just go in there to check it out. I don't do anything. I just go to look around. Just to check out the view.
I just take notes and stuff, you know.
Go with anybody. Anyways, I feel like sex in a bathroom sounds disgusting. Have you guys?
No.
I gotta leave.
Have you ever had sex in a bathroom?
I plead the fifth.
You
I'm not answering these questions.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Not in a public bathroom.
I was gonna say not in
that's
not in a
different.
public one.
I was gonna say, I haven't had it in a public bathroom.
Your house is not a public bathroom.
No.
That's anyways.
Well, my house,
Okay.
my house is a public bathroom, but
Oh, okay.
just kidding.
Well, back to what I was saying. There's like men standing and peeing, and it's like we don't do that. So it's just like urinals everywhere, and I could only imagine what it's like to take your daughter into a bathroom. Like I would always be like, "Here, you take her," because to my husband, I'm like, "Here, I've been dealing with this all day long. You go take her to the bathroom if we're at a restaurant." He's like, "You really want me to take her somewhere where there's men peeing, standing up, and it's there?" And I'm like,
She said,
"Okay, fine."
Yeah.
So that was his thing. But when we had a son, I was like, hey. But I could only imagine what that's.
When you're a single dad, I mean, they don't let me in the women's bathroom. Like,
He's tried. Just kidding.
and I only went in there to check it out. Like, I wasn't gonna do anything. I just wanted to check it out.
That's right.
You guys,
There's just stalls everywhere.
yeah, you guys
It's
would get
very
along.
private. That's probably the bathroom to go to because it's probably more clean.
Oh, it probably is.
I don't know if that's true.
I've
been in some.
I was gonna say I beg to differ. When I was
Yeah.
worked at the bar, it was the women's bathroom was
Oh.
always the worst.
Yeah.
Isn't that like, and that would be the place that people would hook up is at the bar. And I'm like, in the bathroom. I'm like, ugh. The one bar bathroom I went to, I was like, ew, this is weird.
I gotta say though, the women's bathroom at the
Okay,
bar
monkey
is
story.
like my favorite place to be because every girl in there is hammered and they become the nicest, sweet. They're like, you walk in and they're like, oh, your hair is so pretty. Love your shoes. Oh my god! And they're hammered, they're blasted, and they're so fun and so nice. And they're like, there's like no one knows each other, but they're all immediately best friends. It's the best place to be. Is the women's bathroom in the bar.
Yeah.
So
It's so fun.
when I worked at the bar, we always had random people hooking up in the girls' bathroom or in the stall, either or.
Mhm.
And one of our main bartenders would always fill a 5-gallon bucket of water, and he'd throw it over the stall and just soak
Oh my god!
and just soak
it's
them.
hilarious. That's hilarious.
It was until it wasn't. We had a wedding one night, and
At a bar?
well, it was.
At a bowling alley.
We're at the bowling. It's
Oh.
It's like an entertainment center, so we have like a ballroom and all that.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say
Yeah.
it was just a bowling alley. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
So, we have a ballroom that'll hold, what was it, 650 people or whatever. So it's
Gotcha.
a big event center. But there was people hooking up one night, and he filled the 5-gallon bucket up like he always does, and he went and he dumped it on him, and here it's the bride and the groom's brother.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and he goes, "What do I do?" I go, "You don't do anything now, Mikey. You just sit
Nope.
back and watch the fireworks, man, because you already
Yep.
lit the fuse."
Yep.
Wow. That is dirty. Like,
Trash.
way to do a guy nasty, like her groom, and then the
Yeah.
brother. What
Yeah.
kind of brother are you? Dang.
Yeah.
Terrible. Terrible.
I'm like shocked.
Yeah.
And then they're all wet. You just messed their hair up.
I think that was
She-
I was gonna say I think that was the least of her problems that night.
Yeah.
I like how she's worried about the hair.
And then you're like, and then the husband's like, who did that to you? And she's like, just some guy. You know, like, I can't believe he did this to me on my wedding. And then they go and ask him what happened, and he'd be like, they were canoodling.
Yeah. Canoodling.
Canoodling. My next
That's-
date. That's what I'm. Hey, can we canoodle tonight?
Is that an Oklahoma
It's
thing?
the-
Do you guys not say that?
It's the third date. Is it the canoodle date?
God,
Is this
I hope I get the canoodle.
is that on a term you'll say?
Not
No.
well. I've heard it, but we
I've
don't.
heard it, but we don't
yeah.
say it.
Oh, well,
We
what's
say
a weird.
We say hook up or
We say
hook up. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
we say
everybody says hook up. I'm
Yeah.
just trying to like somewhat. I don't know.
Canoodle
Bill,
sounds like
we-
you're going fishing or
Canoodle.
something.
We say
we do that too.
cunnilingus.
Noodling, yeah.
Noodling.
But a canoodle is
Canoodle.
like wink.
Yeah.
When somebody's canoodling
Yeah.
somewhere, you know
Yeah,
My high school.
that you don't want to go over there.
yeah. Not only did we noodle, but we noodled. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah. My high school had a noodling team.
Oh,
No,
Yeah,
Did it really?
yeah.
that's country.
Yeah. I went to the biggest high school in America.
Not really,
Dang.
but you did. It was a big.
It's the second largest.
That's Oklahoma for you. How embarrassing!
Wow.
I'm embarrassed.
It's
That's
the
a big
second-
school.
I don't
At
even know
least
it.
When I was there, it was the second largest high school in America.
Was it? Nuh-uh.
Yeah,
Was
I
there a
thought
lot
you
of canoodling on the noodling team?
probably.
Yeah. What is a
Oh.
noodle team?
It's
It's catfish.
catfishing where they
Oh, yep.
arm.
I know what
You
you're.
fish-
Yep.
Stick your
they
arm
bite
in.
your hand and
Yep.
you
I know what you're talking. Yep. I
They're
know.
like dinosaur fish.
They
yeah.
get big too,
They're huge,
but they're delicious.
and they bite your arm off. You may or may not have an arm after you're done,
Yeah.
or it might be a noodle.
I'm gonna.
One
Yeah.
that's,
I'm not
you know,
gonna. I don't want to go noodling. I'm good.
No, it's not.
I would much rather canoodle than noodle.
Yeah.
Well,
I've heard that.
go for it.
That's
I think you'll come out a little less unscathed, but I don't know. It depends on the person.
true. Yeah. I'm gonna do a background check first.
Yeah.
That's important.
One you're gonna be wetter in.
Don't know which one.
All right. So,
All right.
wait.
Wait.
Roddy, did you do your comedy
Not
yet.
situation? Okay.
I have not.
So before he starts, I am more of a storyteller when
Okay.
I do my comedy. Roddy is what we call a one-liner.
Yeah, I do.
So
I
his
do a lot
style-
of short jokes.
Yep, his jokes are a lot different than mine.
Yeah, so I'm probably gonna
Cool.
do like probably 4, 5, 6, however many. I'm gonna keep going. If you guys seem to
Yeah.
enjoy it, I'm just gonna keep going. If not, I'll stop whenever. So we'll
Sweet.
once I get hopefully if I can get a big laugh, I'll stop on the big one. That's the ultimate
Okay.
goal is to stop on the big laugh.
We call him the king of dad jokes.
Oh, nice.
So that's why I was wondering if you guys wanted me to go dirty or not. Because if I do dad jokes, some people will like it, but some people don't like it. So if I do a little,
We're not-
I mean, to put him in there, and then if I have feelings about it for the audience, I'll take it out. But okay, so how about we do this?
I doubt they're
is
gonna be
naughty is not that naughty.
I don't get super naughty.
Well, there's
It's
okay.
PG-13 at the worst.
There
Maybe-
you go. It's not rated
maybe.
X. This
Maybe
is your
tickle
warning. If something like that bothers you, then I guess turn it off or skip 10
Yeah.
minutes. I don't know.
I'm not going to do 10 minutes of comedy. I have 10 minutes, but I'm not going to do 10 minutes.
Okay.
So I'll just do a few jokes for you. Actually, you know what? Before I get started with jokes tonight, I want to take a second for everybody to relax any tension that you guys might have built up. That way we can enjoy these jokes to their fullest. So let's all take a second. Let's relax our head, shoulders, knees and toes. Knees and toes. Let's get our necks, our backs, our pussy and our cracks. And let's relax our expectations and let's have some fun tonight. So, all right.
That was good.
Yeah. Sorry, it's morning when this comes out. So, anyways,
That's fine.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't last very long, if you know what I mean. Well, that's my time. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. No, I do have a joke for you guys. My face is a joke.
I laugh every morning.
Yeah, ladies, I'll let you sit on that one for a bit.
Oh,
Dude, I haven't heard that one. That was a good one. Dude, your comedy's getting really good.
That was good. That was good.
My friend, she recently told me that she didn't think I could write a joke about queefs. Yeah, can you believe that? I was like, pff.
Jeez.
My mom, she once broke her back while training horses. But that's not who she is today. That's just her backstory.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Sometimes I like to think outside the box. But I think that's how I lost my job in packaging. So.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Do you guys want to hear my impression?
Yeah.
Yep, I have an impression. This is an impression of a guy saying hello to his friend Gertrude while enjoying himself a semi-solid dairy product. Yogurt.
Yogurt.
Jesus.
Actually, I used to work on a horse barn, and I mean, it didn't pay the big bucks, but it was a stable job, you know.
Oh.
Yeah. So my girlfriend, she came tonight. She's not here, but she came. Not obviously not by me. I'm here with you guys, but she texted me.
Bet it was a drummer.
Yeah, it was a drummer.
Yeah.
It's the Blink 182 drummer.
It's the Blink 182 drummer.
Fine.
I got one more for you guys.
All right.
So my buddy, he has a big penis, and I mean, I haven't seen it, but it tastes big.
I can't put that one in there.
That's what he said. That's what he said.
That is what she said.
I'm sorry if you can't put that one in there. Do you want me to do another one just in case?
No.
Okay.
No, but the last one she said, I even picked that one up later. I mean, I might.
Okay. I'll let you make that decision. Do you guys mind? We're gonna keep it in our version.
Yeah, if you guys want to hear the.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so if you guys want to hear what that joke is, if it gets edited out, just listen to the stupidest podcast.
Yes.
It'll be on that.
There you go. You'll get the I have Christian friends that listen to this, and I mean, they probably listen to stuff. It's fine. I don't know. I think about my grandma. Okay, my grandma. Listen.
Yeah.
Your
So
mother.
can I share?
My mother will laugh. Okay.
Can-
Okay. She'll disapprove.
Can I tell you guys a quick story about my grandma?
Yes.
So
All right.
my grandma is the reason that I actually feel comfortable saying these jokes and not
Yeah.
offending any of my family members. So the story that goes behind that. So I told my grandma, I'm like, hey, I'm thinking about getting into comedy, but I might have jokes that might offend people. Like, do you mind if I do jokes like that? Are you okay with that? And she's like, well, if I tell you a naughty joke, would that make you feel better? And I'm like, yes, Grandma, that would make me feel amazing. If you told me
Absolutely.
a dirty joke, I could say anything. And do you guys mind if I share it? It is going to be kind of
Let's
like
hear it.
that last one. Okay. So the joke is my grandma, she ripped up a napkin and was holding it in her hand. And she's like, so I gave a chicken a blowjob earlier. And yes, I can still feel the tickle in my throat. And she coughed up the napkin so it looked like the feathers were all over. And it was in the middle of a restaurant, and I'm like, Grandma, this is amazing. I can literally say any joke in the world, and I'll feel comfortable. So she changed my comedy career. So if anybody,
It's hilarious.
if I get anywhere, it's because of her.
Thanks, Grandma.
Yeah,
Wow. What's her
Yeah.
first name?
Jean,
Grandma Jean.
Grandma Jean.
Thank you.
I call her
Killing it.
Gur, so everybody can call her Gur if you guys want to call.
Nice.
Because
Oh,
when I was a kid, I couldn't pronounce grandma. I was just like Gur. So I just called her Gur.
Oh, that's cute. And it stuck.
It just stuck, yeah. So
That's cute.
Your grandma choked on
Well-
a chicken for your comedy.
yeah.
My grandma, one of my grandmas, she would never. Oh my gosh.
No, if you heard that from
She
your
told
grandma,
me
you would.
No, ooh, I don't. She would never. But she's the one who told me I couldn't be friends with Kathleen because she's atheist.
I'm
So
dragging her
Ooh.
down to hell.
Dang.
I've just
Oh.
elevated since then, but no
Yeah.
big deal. All right. Do you guys have anything else that you guys would possibly want to ask us before we go to our next segment?
About anything or
Sure.
Follow your heart.
It's a morning show. You can do whatever you want.
what's been the hardest part about your podcast so far?
Dealing with fake psychics.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
I would say, to be honest, and I kind of hesitate just out of there's not a lot that I find to be hard in the sense that I'm not enjoying it anyway. Like, to me, if something's hard, I probably won't enjoy it. But everything that we are doing that is difficult, I've enjoyed it. The editing, beginning to do video editing, I was like, this is really hard.
Yeah.
Because that's a whole different program, and then learning how to set up the everything. It's more equipment, it's more wires, it's more technology, it's more money. And that was a lot for me at first. But when we did the Psychic Dan's episode, I was like, this is too easy.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so it's difficult, and then it's just like a college course. You take it and then you get your degree and you learn and you now know what to do.
Yeah.
And so it's just getting through that hard part
first step.
of
Figuring it out.
learning it.
Yeah.
And learning algebra. Like, I was like, this doesn't make sense. But then once you get it, your brain figures it out and you're good. And I think another hard part would be, I think it's certain guests. Like, when you have a guest that, and this isn't you guys, by the way, but like, you have them on your show, you spend a lot of time putting a lot of work. We put a lot of work into our episodes. We put a lot of thought, what the outline's going to look like. We want it to roll smoothly. We want to respect the person who's in front of us. But when they aren't like someone that we can work with, it kind of sucks, because I'm like, I can't use this. We are sitting on a few recordings that we just can't use.
We have like quite a few of different people we've sat down with.
Yeah.
And it just ends up being like, we just wasted so much time and energy.
Doesn't that make you mad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just
man.
feel bad
Oh.
because there was, I'm going to be careful with how I say this, but there was a person that had a great story, and we were like, this is great. We met with them on Zoom. First initial meeting, we felt pretty good about it.
Yeah.
We thought we could do something, but when we went to go to record, they got, like, I would call it stage fright in a way. And they were watching what they were saying because they knew that if someone they knew was listening to it, they might disapprove.
Right.
And so that was hard to...
Which, like, I get that. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but at the same time...
And we're promising them, hey, we're going to put your story out there. You just shared something really great with us, but I can't use it because it's boring.
Yeah.
It's literal, like,
Right.
And I want to put quality stuff out.
Yeah, for sure.
And it wasn't part of how we wanted to roll. That was difficult. That's difficult for me. And then we've talked to other people that we haven't interviewed, but we sat down with them to get to know them, and then decided that we didn't want to go that route. And that was another difficult thing for me. What the hell is that noise? Sorry, there is some... Do y'all hear that?
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
Damn it.
So there's kids. There's a million kids in my house.
That's a lot of kids.
I'm like, is someone coming through the window? I don't
I can't hear it
understand.
now, so.
I know. So anyways, but to go back to, like, we like to set an expectation if someone come to me and said, hey, I want you on my podcast, I want you to be a guest, I love your story, and then we've sat down with her and met with her and then decided to not use them, I'm like, I feel bad for hurting their feelings possibly, you know what I mean? Like, that's hard for me.
Yeah, but it is your podcast, so you should have every right to do that. So.
And I don't feel bad in that aspect because we are controlling the narrative here, and that's not where we want to go. But I also hate to be like, you have a great story, let's use this, and then never mind, you're not, like, it's like a beauty pageant. You're not good enough.
So my advice is the only advice that I would tell you to tell your guests is tell them to just tell their story and not try to hide anything or anything like that. Just tell it how it is. And then if there's anything that they don't like afterwards, we'll take it out. But I want you to not try to think about keeping this out or keeping that out or keeping this name out. Just tell your story, and then afterwards we'll figure it out.
Yeah, you can't be
and
doing.
That's sort of the that's sort of the way we go into it, and that's the way we had told this guest to do it.
She's still
got it, done it.
Yeah,
and then,
it was wild.
Like we'd be like, so how was this experience for you? And they'd be like, oh, it's weird. I'm like,
that's a great answer. Anyways,
yeah.
So,
I would say for me it's similar stuff, and then just the organization of time between my kids and everything else I have going on, trying to make sure that I'm allotting enough time to this and not coming to it, like not showing up to our like weekly meetings or whatever, just like, I don't want to be here, I'm too tired, I got too much going on, making sure that I have the mental space for it, I guess, which so far has been fairly easy, but I do have to sometimes be like, okay, I'm not going to do that today because tomorrow we're meeting to record and I want to be awake and that kind of thing.
Yeah, and I think another thing we had to learn was that we needed to take a break. We ended up taking a month break.
Yep.
Yeah, so we have a lot going on. Everybody does. To do a podcast, it's like taking on a child.
Yeah,
like
if not more. It's like having a newborn, to be honest.
Yeah. And there's a lot of learning and understanding on how, like, you're selling yourself basically. So with that being said, I was like, we put episodes out every week.
Yeah.
So we did that consistently, and we have built up quite an audience. But with that, it started feeling like
we were both showing up almost not wanting to be there.
Yeah, and I thought, I don't want to ever put, like, I asked her to do this with me. I don't ever want to put something on her that she's not enjoying and I'm not enjoying.
Yeah. And
I'm like, okay, there's going to be weeks that we cannot drop an episode, and that's okay.
We have to be okay with that.
And I put unrealistic expectations on it. Like, we have to, so we can grow the audience. But it's become a different thing where it's like the audience will come as they come. Like, and I just want to do this and be fun, have fun, and tell stories and like validate people's feelings when the church got it wrong or when the church got it right. And here's a pastor that says being gay isn't a sin, like, you know what I mean, like that kind of stuff, because we're about to do that, which is cool. But like we decided in the summer, let's go ahead and take a break. And I think we had been recording for a little bit over a year. We hadn't been on air for over a year, but we have been doing this for a while. And so I think it was important to do that. And I think the difficult part was getting back in it after we took that break, like remembering all the things that had to go with it, getting our guest list up again, because we have a lot of guests. And so I think it was a lot of like, I remember like here recently, I'm like, dang, we're doing the damn thing and we're killing it because we have nothing. I was like, did we mess up and take a break and completely lose that momentum? But we gained so much. Like, we had to cancel a lot of stuff this past week because of the snowstorm. I mean, it was ice, whatever. But our state kind of shut down. But we had 3 interviews. Y'all were our 3rd interview. We had 3 interviews in 1 week. And I was like, oh my gosh, we're killing it. I don't know if you guys know who Seth Andrews is. He has the world's biggest atheist podcast. He was sitting in my house, like in front of us at my house, because he lives in Tulsa.
Yes.
And so I was like, this is really neat. So it's kind of funny, like, I was worried that we lost our momentum, but I think to like give anybody advice on anything that they love, if you have to take a break, take that break. Yeah. And you will gain that momentum as time goes by. Stuff like this needs to be built.
Give yourself time to rest and recoup if you need to. And you're going to be okay.
Yeah. No, I believe in that too. Like, it should be fun. You should not feel like work. Obviously it is work, but like,
it is.
It's a lot of work, but it should be fun work, and you should enjoy what you're doing. Yeah. If you need a break, like, we like to do multiple episodes in a row also. Like, the last few weeks, we've been trying to get multiple episodes each week. Obviously some schedules change and stuff like that, but we try to have a bank so that way we do get to rest. So we can maybe not do a podcast for 3 weeks, but then we're still fine because we have a bank built up.
Yeah.
So
And you guys don't live close to each other. Like, she lives down the street from
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think technically I could walk to your house. It'd
I
be a
mean,
long
you shouldn't,
walk,
but
It's a 3.5 hour drive for
Yeah.
us to see each other.
yeah, it's like 4 hours if we walk.
oh, that's, I mean, that's not bad.
explain that one.
That was a joke. I can't
We have really long legs.
explain.
I love it. So, do y'all have anything else?
Not that I can think of right now. You guys are awesome.
I would like to see. I would like to see you guys get somebody that believes in reincarnation.
That'd be good.
I feel like
I think it would be a
There-
great to hear
Yeah.
both, because that would
The
be
reason
some...
I laughed is because that was one of the psychic guy we had. That was one of his big things, was that we've been reincarnated over and over and over, and that's why I laughed, because he.
Oh.
Nice. I
I
gotta
don't
listen to
think
this
he
episode
counts.
so bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna
You
listen to that
need
episode
to.
for sure.
My past life was really fun.
Oh,
Lady of
nice.
the evening.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
From what I
He
heard.
hated her.
Nice.
He
He
hated
did
her so
not
much.
like me.
He's like, she's gonna hate this. She's gonna hate being called a lady of the evening. And she died of
Wow.
cholera apparently,
Yeah.
which is not like herpes.
Oh my-
It's like
As he's
drinking
sitting in
water.
his whitey tighties.
I remember.
Yeah, little-
I think I was the one that gave you cholera in that lifetime.
You
cholera
put-
is not.
I'm
Oh my
so
God.
sorry.
Were you the drummer?
That's right.
But
I'd call myself a percussionist at the time. It was a different time.
That's right.
It really was. But he was like trying to like be.
He was
like,
trying to
awful
get
for
like,
her.
yeah, he was trying to, and when I didn't react, is in like, oh, how
Oh.
upsetting. His face dropped like I had told him his puppy died. He
Oh.
was so
She-
sad.
She responds with a scream laugh. Like,
Yeah. Oh, well, that's funny. How could I not? That's
Right.
funny.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. And he was so sad that I wasn't upset.
It was
Oh.
funny. But I mean, there are people out there. The thing that I love like the idea of psychics and mediums.
Yeah,
And-
we're not opposed to having somebody else on the show.
Right.
And
Mhm.
I kind of worry about saying anything negative towards that kind of belief system, because I do want to encourage others to come out onto our show, but I worry that they'll be like, you know, are just gonna roast me the whole time,
Mm.
like after or whatever. Maybe, but like depends on who you are.
Yeah.
But
Well,
if you're like a
If
really
you wear
great-
pants, you're probably not gonna get roasted.
yeah. Yeah.
Or like make really inappropriate jokes. You guys, the amount of nasty jokes.
We
man-
had to ask
your
him to
jokes
stop.
were fine. Your
Okay,
jokes were
okay.
fine.
I was
Don't-
She
just
had
about to
sit him
ask.
down. No, she had to be like, you need to stop.
You
You
can't
need
say
to not speak
like-
to us this way.
What
Wow.
you said, you could say.
Well,
What
there's
he
a
said
point of being
was-
funny and then being inappropriate.
Was it like?
Yes.
Was he like being degrading?
Yes.
Okay.
It was okay, like talking about
Degrading.
having sex with a nun, having like
Yeah.
I can't say the rest
Right.
because I don't
There
want
were-
it to be.
There were
Right.
some
putting
that were
that in.
just really just like raunchy with no point. And they weren't even, the funny thing is that they weren't even funny. They were just
Yeah.
gross for no reason. And then there was a lot of, you know, comments like towards Aubrey specifically, like, oh, if I were a younger man and you were near me, like, well, don't do that. And
Yeah.
If I was what 20 years younger and I like looked at him like, did you say
Yeah.
you can think that all damn day. I don't
Just
care.
don't say it.
Like
That's
I-
terrible.
nobody
Yeah.
gets to know what I think, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Like the things that I think sometimes does not need to be said, and that was one of the things that you needed to take note on.
Yeah.
yeah, it was bad. It was not a good situation.
But
I
I think that if we had like somebody that I've tried to hit up, a lot of psychics want money, and
Well, yeah.
the ones that will do it for
It's their job.
free are
That's
the
part
ones
of their
that do-
job. Yeah.
yeah.
And this guy did it for free. He actually reached out to me,
Yeah.
but I worry about the ones that do it for free because I feel like they're going to be like him.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, that's why you guys are paying us so much.
Yeah.
Just
Thank you for the
thousands and
check so
thousands of
much.
dollars.
Yes. Thank you for that.
Just so much. I just sell a kidney.
A whole kidney.
Just half my kidney. Just half of one.
It's fine.
You can do that.
It'll grow back.
But I mean, yeah, it will not grow back.
It's not that
So you're a lizard?
I have a lizard.
Lizards' kidneys grow back, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was actually one of my favorite parts about when we first connected, And I was like, we should do something together. Because the first thing you asked, well, what do you get? I go, we don't talk about religion and we don't talk about politics. And I'm like, but I think we'd be a great fit. It's just, I loved the way you guys talk to each other. And the way you guys connect and gel together. It reminded me so much of our relationship. That I was like, I didn't even look at the religion part of it. I was just like, I think it would just be a lot of fun. And it has been. Every time we've connected with you guys, it's been a blast.
Well, and it seems like everybody has an open mind about it and is willing to talk about either side. So that's what I really enjoy about it, is because everybody is, still open to...
And that's like how the basis of the podcast is to show to people with very polarizing beliefs in like that can become toxic if we let it, but we aren't. Because there's so much. I like really respect Kathleen as a human, and because she doesn't believe in God's not that's not offensive to me, and it can be, it could be offensive. And she says comments like, I'm like, my grandma heard that she'd slap you, and I just laugh because it's like you can't live life being a bitter bitch about stuff. You know what I mean? Right. And Kathleen doesn't jab at me personally. It's never a personal attack. It's just her disagreement on if there's a God or not. Yeah. And I'm okay with that. Yeah. Sorry, God, if that's offensive, but I don't feel like it's offensive to God.
No. He can take it up with me later. We'll discuss it later.
Yeah. Or you just go talk to... I'm not serious. You can go talk to Satan about it.
Maybe I will. Maybe I will.
I don't believe like that. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna laugh if there is a heaven and all that, and God's just waiting at the gate. Kathleen, get in here. We got a lot of talking to
do. You silly goose.
I've been waiting for you.
That would be so funny. I would probably be like, okay, but I need to talk to you about something.
Yeah.
Like,
we got to get some things straight.
We got to figure that out. I got a lot of questions.
We got to get our podcast stuff set up. Let's have an interview quick.
Yeah. How many microphones do you have?
Yeah.
Do you need a microphone?
Yeah.
I don't know what his setup is, okay? Maybe.
Oh,
I don't know where to set this up. Where are you? Oh, you're everywhere.
Yeah. But I can't see you. Hold it up.
Yeah. Does this work?
Are you the water or are you the air?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm hearing bubbles. Is that...
I hope this isn't bad. Sorry, Jesus. Okay.
If this is the biggest issue he's got, then he needs to get a hobby.
Right.
Like, I don't think it is.
It's probably not.
Yeah.
All right,
what's the source again? Oh, it's the stupidest podcast. Okay. Yeah, you can.
Yes. There you go.
So something that we like to ask all our guests that are on the podcast. Mm-hmm. And you guys get to answer individually because, of course, it's going to be your own thing. Okay. And this is a what do you think? Specifically as one person. Where do you think we go when we die?
To be honest, and I know that we kind of mentioned this already, I really think that when we die, our soul leaves our body, and I really think we just walk the earth.
You don't think that... Okay, sorry.
I know it sounds different, and I don't know. I think we can jump in and out of... I don't think there's time in the afterlife. Mm. I think when you die, you just pick up right back where you left off, and you live forever in the afterlife. But
is there... Oh, sorry, not to interrupt, but... So is that your version of, like, heaven or hell, or is that just tossed out the window?
I think that's tossed out the window. I don't think there's a heaven or hell. I think there's going to be good people and there's going to be bad people, and that's just going to be the way it is in the afterlife, I think. I mean, I think that's where you get the haunting is the bad people and all that, you know, and then you still get, but then you get people that watch over you as well, and I think that's the good people that are helping you out in life. So I think we walk the earth, per se. I think we just... Yeah. Continue where we left off. I think
I'm not mad.
Yeah, I think your body dies, but your soul lives on.
Yeah. Do you hear kids?
I do.
A little bit.
It's great though.
Those aren't even her kids.
They're basically like my nieces and nephews. They're precious.
I was gonna
But
say,
there's 6 of them total, and then I have 3.
Mhm.
And like they're either at their house all the time. My kids are at their house or at my house, and
Okay.
Yeah.
it's beautiful and it's loud, but it's okay.
I was gonna ask whose kids if it wasn't yours.
Do what?
I was gonna ask whose kids, but as long as you know whose kids they are, I mean that's the important thing.
Random ones.
Can you
who
bring
Yeah.
on here? Are you safe, kid? Do you know these 2 ladies?
Oh, that's so funny. What about you, Roddy?
So I don't know what to believe. I believe like obviously one option could just be boom, lights out, you're gone. Or I mean, like I said, it could just be like consciousness is like the ocean or like the air, like I said earlier, like, and you just go right back to it. And it's not necessarily like, it's basically your ego is gone. Like your person is gone, but you're back with consciousness. And so like you're back home, I guess, essentially. And you like just kind of get, I don't know where you would go from there. I don't know if you get like put back into another vessel or what. Like if that's reincarnation, I guess that would be that. But I don't know if that's the thing or if you are literally just you're back into the one thing, you know, which again, we don't know. Maybe it's God, maybe it's water, maybe it's air. Who knows? So
I'm not mad.
Interesting.
yeah, I just say I don't know because I don't think anybody knows except for the people that are dead.
It's true.
And maybe they don't even know because, you know.
Well, since we're on the Studis podcast as well,
Yeah.
do you want to answer it?
Yeah, I think it's lights out.
Lights out.
You die and that's it. There's nothing after. And I actually really find a lot of, and this shocks, every time I tell this to people, they're shocked, but I actually find a lot of comfort in that I don't have to.
That's the weirdest part that you find.
No.
I'm okay that
See?
I'm
Everybody-
totally okay that
everybody.
that you believe in that it's lights out.
Yeah.
But what bugs the crap out of me is that you're okay with it. Like
I love it.
oh
The
man,
idea-
that scares the shit out of me.
I know. And people, there's a lot of people, I know a lot of people who agree, but I've also met quite a few people who are like, yeah, it's the idea of continuing on is like, ugh. The way I can kind of explain it is like your favorite meal that you love to eat. If it was every meal, you wouldn't want to eat it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's kind of how I feel about it. Like, why keep
Yeah.
doing?
Just
over
add
and over
different
and
hot
over?
sauces to it. It changes
At
it up.
some point, you know,
Excite your life up a little. I mean,
it's still, you know, I don't want to watch the same movie over and over and over and over. At some point, I've seen it, and I don't want to do it anymore.
so buy
The
a
idea
different
that-
streaming crap.
It's just, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
I do like the idea of it forces me to not think in a way of, you know, this is going to be solved in the next life, or in the next life, this is going to be something
Yeah.
that I can
Yeah.
figure out or learn or whatever. I have to do it now. It forces me to live every day of my life as it's happening and not worry about what might be coming up in the next life. Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't worry about it.
Yeah, you can't be worrying
rem-
about it when you're like a lady of the night. Like you can't
Yeah.
just be like worried about the
You
next
gotta
life.
live
You
every
gotta
day.
live the
That's right. Minute by minute, client by client.
client by client.
Nice.
And minute by
Nice.
minute also goes with the client.
That's right. Depends.
I'm sorry
I
for
don't
you.
think
Dollar
I don't
bills.
think any of them are necessarily like seeing to the pleasure of the sex worker. I don't know how many of them are, you know,
Yeah.
looking for the client. Is
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Sorry, you can bleep that out too.
Nope.
No, I
No.
do understand your comfort though in the
Yeah.
nothingness. Like I definitely can see
Yeah.
that. Like I feel like regardless of what happens, like I've almost like accepted that anything is a possibility. And so
Yeah.
like if you are just boom lights out, you can find comfort in that because then you don't have any worries. There's nothing to worry about because there's
Yeah.
nothing there.
There's no stress in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
No
there is.
stress.
All right, I am a cool person and I need to live on forever.
Yeah, but think about it. If it is boom lights out, you're not gonna know. that it is or isn't.
And if you
There's
want
nothing there. It doesn't matter.
and if you want to live on forever, you are going to live on as long as the podcast lives on, because you're going to be out there.
Why do you think I built this?
Yeah.
Just in case.
Just in case.
Get it?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's probably the
I
best
will-
joke I've ever written.
Ever. What's funny was whenever I first heard Kathleen talk like that, and like just kind of grasping if that was true or not, because you know, you hear someone say that, someone you care about and respect, you like kind of toy with the idea. And then growing up religious, you're preparing for your eternity in heaven. You're preparing for like being told you did a great job, like don't screw this up, you know. And so I remember thinking, damn, it totally changed my perspective on my day to day. Like I might be done after this, and I don't want this to just be this, you know what I mean? So I do make decisions differently now. That like I am mindful of the plan, like something that I have worries about with Christianity, like thinking like we're gonna like that, like revelation that I don't know, what is it, 7 years of Satan ruling the earth or whatever, and then the earth will be restored. I think that's dangerous theology for many reasons, but one is this planet is quickly dying, and people are like, well, the earth is going to be restored. And I'm like, what if it's not?
Yeah.
Like, we've done messed this up for like our species.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, so I've been more mindful of how I like do my day to day with trying to recycle and stuff.
Yeah. Well, and I
I'm
do.
glad I inspired you to recycle. If nothing else, I've lived my purpose on this
The
earth.
afterlife,
Just maybe
I
one
should be
more
good. I
person.
recycled.
I recycled like
One more person's recycling.
I started recycling like in my 30s or 20s or when I was a teenager, so I'm good.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, where do you think we go?
I just want to say, I get what I just said was like really profound. Okay. I have moments.
Just bask in the glory of
Yeah.
it.
All right.
Crying, literally. Okay, so mine's a little colorful. I agree, Justin. Like, I can't stand the idea of that being it. Like, it sounds terrible. It blows my mind. It's upsetting, and not like I'm upset with you. It's an upsetting idea for me. That if that's that, that's that. But I can't find comfort in it. I'm just like, well, you just can't care. So that's that. But I definitely believe that we can be reincarnated, and that I think we have a choice in it, that there is a part of our consciousness that does get to leave our bodies. Our soul leaves our bodies, and we get to go be with the Creator. And I think that then we get to talk about, like, sit down and just like talk to Jesus, talk to God, and be like, this is like my experience, kind of like a therapist in a way, and what I learned and what really sucked, or why did this happen, because bad things do happen to everybody. And then like, and I think that people will be like, God, why'd you let this happen? And I don't think that it's necessarily that God allows certain people to go through certain things necessarily. So I don't want people to think that I feel that way. But I think that we can be like, hey, God, remember when this really, like, why did this happen? I don't even want to put anything out there. Why did this happen? And then God be like, well, this is part of this thing. And then just all these things that were going on around us. I think that can be like a sit down conversation, I think. And then I think we can decide to be like, okay, I want to try again. I want to have life experiences again and go from there. And I think that there might be other realms and planets and stuff. This sounds so like fundy Mormon.
Just a little. It is a little.
I don't think that we're
High
like,
collab.
yeah, I don't want to limit God into like this big white dude with a beard, like in the clouds. I think that there's space that we understand as humans, but I think that there's so much more that we have no freaking grasp on, and we can't. And so I just know that there is this beautiful being, higher being that we get to go back to, and then we get to decide where we want to go from there. Stay where we're at, there, hanging out, or go elsewhere.
Okay.
And I also think that I've done life with my husband many times.
It's adorable.
So I think we can like find our person. And I mean, I can't say that like he was my husband every time, but I don't know. There's such a bond there between the two of us that we're like super best friends, and like we get to fool around, so it's even better.
In a past life, he was a drummer.
Maybe he's a drummer.
Percussionist.
No, he wasn't a drummer. He has like grade A, like way too good to be just the drummer.
Oh,
like
God.
you know what I mean?
We're gonna get emails from drummers.
Oh, yeah.
They're offended.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, so no, I think that like, and I think even that with some of my kids, I feel like we've done life together because we're soul tied. I don't know. I think they're soul ties. I feel like I'm reciting what the guy said on the last podcast, and it's freaking me out. But I do like, that's why I was drinking the Kool-Aid. This guy was saying shit that I was like, yeah, me too. I believe this. But I do believe like, this also sounds Mormon because Mormons believe in your family units being together for eternity.
Right.
But I do believe that we do have people like you and I probably have done life together at some point. Like and then we met up again, and here we are talking on a podcast together. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
this, it could be just like how that is, and I think that's a cool idea to hang on to. I think she and I have been together before, and not like.
Why not?
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I wasn't there. I mean, I was, but I'm not there today. But regardless, I'm so weird. I do think she and I did life together. I think me and Frank have done life together for sure. And then my kids. But there's just people that you connect with, and you're like, I freaking know you. I don't know how, but I do.
Right.
You know? I'll never forget, like, the more we got to know each other, I'm like, oh my God. You validate me as a person because you have like you'll say something I'm like I agree, or like we're so weird, we're just not normal humans, and
Right.
It's nice to have someone like you.
Yeah,
who's weird and loud.
All right, I have a question that might get you in trouble with your grandma.
My grandma.
she doesn't listen. No,
All right.
doesn't
So
listen.
since doing the podcast and being friends with Kathleen, has your beliefs ever been altered or changed?
Oh, absolutely.
Or question your faith?
Always. I'm always questioning it. I will forever question my faith, and it's not in a doubt. Like, okay, there are doubts, but that's the thing about being like in a relationship with God. It's asking questions. You don't need to take a certain thing it's handed to you and say, this is God's word. Read it, and this will guide you through your life. And men wrote it, so it's really true. Like, bullshit.
I love how it's always been.
It is. There's a problem.
So I've been told.
Okay, let it be known. There's not one female perspective in the Bible. No.
Yeah.
They
And
knew
there's
they
two
knew their place
genders.
back then.
Well, there's not.
I'm
two
just kidding.
genders.
I'm just kidding. I was gonna see if I can get Kathleen worked out.
Anyways, I was trying.
Eyebrows go.
I didn't even hear what he said.
He said because we knew our place back then.
Oh my God. I did not hear that either.
No.
Jeez.
Just
I
kidding.
was trying to correct my like male and female, like that's it, because there's definitely spectrums of gender identity, and I just want to be thoughtful. Okay, you go and say that. But no, I think God orchestrated Kathleen coming into my life when she did. And I really believe that. And because there was multiple factors that's played into my questioning a lot of things. I also think the podcast alone, we have had many guests that we've had a Bible scholar come on, and she wrote a book, and she kind of breaks down where the Bible is kind of bullshit. And you're like, oh my God. So yeah, there's a lot of the way, like my one thing that I will hold tight to is I do believe in God. I do believe Jesus Christ like came here. I have like questions about the resurrection and everything, but I like that we have someone to hold on to and be like, okay, Jesus was a really great show of love. And I like that. So I'm going to hold on to that truth for me. So, but don't come for me, please. Grandma.
It was a great answer, though.
Thank you. yeah, it's been fun to. It's been tiring. It's stressful.
Yeah.
Questioning.
Yeah, like because it was like straightforward. This is it.
Yeah.
And then you're like, no, wait, that's
Are-
not right.
Yeah.
How about for you, Kathleen? Have you ever
Have
been?
I like
Sweet.
reconsidered my atheism?
Yeah. No, not at all.
No.
Not even a little bit.
No. And I think it's because I have lived the other side of it, because I was so religious, and so it like the religion encompassed every aspect of my life. I turned to the Mormon faith, God, Jesus, whatever you want to call it, with whether I should get married, whether I should have children, what underwear I wore, what I ate, what I drank, what I watched, everything. Every single aspect of my life was
Underwear.
intertwined. Yeah, oh yeah.
There's underwear.
I
The
believe,
whole thing.
believe me, I saw the episode. I listened to the episode
Okay.
of Magical Underwear or whatever.
Yeah, it's a wild ride. But yeah, I did it so much. And so when I did start that same process, which is terrifying to sit there and be like, wait, maybe everything I've ever known is absolutely wrong.
Right.
And you have to rethink your whole life. I had to rethink, did I get married because I loved my husband, or did I get married because the church told me to? And I had to figure that out. And thank God he and I figured it out together and went through it together and came out on the other side together. There are a lot of people who don't. But yeah, it was a scary process, and it's a lot. And so, but I think because I've lived both sides of it, and I know what that mentality was, and when I stepped away from it and decided, okay, I'm gonna not, my life just got better instead of worse. They always tell you, at least in Mormonism, I can only really speak for Mormonism, but they always tell you, like, oh, your family members and your friends who have left the faith are miserable, and they're stressed, and they're tired, and they're poor, and their kids are drug addicts, and they are on the brink of homelessness, and they're getting divorced, and all these problems. And the only thing that happened when we left the Mormon church was that we got happier, and my relationships with my children and my husband got stronger, and we had more money than we had ever, and
10% more specifically.
and we had more time together, and we had I was able to express myself in ways that I had never been even able to think
Her
about.
tits and her ass were out.
And I liked it. Like, I was able to think about things that I'd never been allowed to think about before. Like, even just little things, like I got to figure out if I like tea or coffee better. And I got to taste wine. And I got, all this stuff that I'd never been able to think about. And so, my life just got better. So I'm not going backwards. And I have gone to other churches. I visited quite a few others.
Okay.
But I always say my bullshit meter is already full. And so
Oh, wow.
I have a hard time, because there's things that they say. I went to Aubrey's church, and there were things that they taught there that I was like, I remember learning this when I was a Mormon. And if it wasn't true for Mormonism, then what makes it true here?
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna, so, and I'm not saying that that's necessarily the right answer for everybody.
Right.
That's what works for me.
I keep forgetting that you come from a religion that was so.
Very much.
Yeah.
I went to church 6 days a week.
Yeah.
I got up 5 a.m. every day from
I-
the time I was 14 to go to Bible class before school.
That's
insane.
yeah.
It's insane.
I don't think people realize what Mormonism really is.
Yeah, listen to our show.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I
It's a
know.
lot.
But even listening to your show, I still don't think you even come close to what
It's a
kind of religion
lifetime.
that is. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't
No, it's a
believe you.
lifetime.
I can't believe you only went 6 days a week.
Right.
I know. I'm a slacker. What's sad is I actually was considered a Mormon slacker.
Wow.
I was.
Dang.
I really wonder what. I really wonder
Go
what
ahead.
your beliefs would be if you
We're in a different church.
Yeah, if you weren't
Yeah,
if
I
you
don't
weren't
know.
Mormon.
I've thought of that. But
'Cause
I do think
I mean, if you look at the numbers, I guarantee you, the bigger percentage of atheism comes from Mormonism.
it's a lot of Mormons, Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yep. It's the
there's a
super
lot of
it's
The
the super
Duggars,
Mhm.
people.
Very fundamental, very life controlling religions that want the control.
Yep.
A lot of, especially in the last 10 years, the age of technology, when I can actually get on the internet and
Yeah.
look up what the church is claiming. And that was a huge blow to the church within the last few years, that and the way that the Mormon church treats minorities, people of color, LGBTQ people who just are different, even just, people who aren't fully like neurodivergent people, like all of it is, there's not a place for them in this faith. And that's in this day and age that just can't sustain membership.
Not right.
So yeah. So yeah, it is an interesting question, and I have thought about it before, wondering, if I grew up going to church like Aubrey, maybe I would still be religious. Who knows? But again, there's no use. Right. There's no use thinking, like worrying about it or thinking about it, because it's not what happened.
Yeah. Right. It's all gonna come to an end either way. So
yeah. Plus, I mean, who would want to end up like Aubrey, anyways?
I know. There's not enough room in this world. But yeah.
So.
I like that. I like that it ended up the way it did.
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
I'm having fun. Oh, I did want to say something that blew my mind whenever you said, I stopped going to church and nothing bad happened. And I was like, no way. Really? That's
nothing.
Like, I literally thought bad stuff was going to start happening.
Yeah.
Like, and to hear you say that it didn't start, nothing bad happened to you. I mean, we can say like that can validate her belief system that God is not someone that's going to come after her because of it. Her lack of respect towards God. I don't know. Anyways, but like, I think that it kind of validates my argument towards God, that God's not going to come and get her. Like, I think that God still has a place for Kathleen, and this is not a bad thing that she's living the life, because she's not off like axe murdering people. If she murders anybody, she's going to do it in a way that's very tactful.
We don't know that. The verdict's still not out.
Poison. Axe murdering. I don't have the upper body strength for that.
I do see an axe right behind you.
Yeah.
I was questioning.
No. I thought you were seeing something behind you.
Oh, I was completely joking.
No, I do get asked all the time by people who say like, well, what if you're wrong? And my viewpoint is, if I'm wrong, if I die and there's a God, and my unbelief dooms me to an eternity of burning, well, that he's kind of shitty.
Yeah.
Like, if that's the thing, I'm a kind person. I try to help others. I'm honest. I live my life in a way that I try to leave the community, my family, the world a better place than when I got into it. And so if that isn't enough, then I'm fine. I'll burn. It's okay. I'll deal.
Yeah.
If that's the problem, you know what I mean? Like,
we'll
figure it out.
Especially if that's the case, and then if, like, say, like, you're a great person, you just don't happen to believe, but then there is somebody that is that axe murderer, but they do believe.
If they're in heaven,
do they get to go to heaven? Like, that's
Jeffrey Dahmer. He found religion hugely when he was in prison. If Jeff Dahmer's up there and I'm in hell, then the system is flawed.
Well, I mean, if we're using you as an example, that's a bad example. But
that's true.
Just kidding.
It's true. Oh my God.
I had
shaky ground already.
I just wanted to make it even. I didn't want Aubrey to feel like I was only targeting her, so I was trying to make it even. So I do apologize.
Don't worry, you can't hurt our feelings. In the past life, I was a sex worker. My feelings.
Well, it wouldn't hurt my feelings because that guy was ruthless to her. Yeah,
and
I can't wait to listen to that episode. I am going to listen to that episode for sure.
Yeah.
You have to listen. It's important.
Yeah. But like bringing up like the Jeffrey Dahmer, I just had a quick thing I wanted to add to that. So like, I believe that religion can be helpful, and like I know like I'm not necessarily religious myself, but like if it were to stop somebody like Jeffrey Dahmer, like maybe he got into religion prior to doing all of this, if that prevented it, great. Right. That's amazing. Yeah. I'm glad that worked for you. But yeah, as long as I just believe I need to be a good person and
yeah, absolutely. If somebody else finds a different path than I have, then more power to them.
Yeah, and
as long as they're not hurting anybody and doing anything stupid, then
and
that's the way it should be with all areas of life.
And if it helps them to prevent doing that, that's even better.
Exactly.
More power to you.
Kathleen just doesn't need a higher power to tell her to be nice.
Yep,
nice.
exactly. You just got to be nice.
Some of us
already
do.
This
Some of us
great.
I think it's reined me in quite a bit. Who knows who I would be? Jeez. What would that be like? Well, all right. With all that being said, I think now is a great time to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Just because, 2 hours.
Yeah, this
Did
is.
we really get 2 hours?
Yep.
It says it right there.
I can't see that.
Oh, yeah. It's okay. It's 2 hours and 1 minute, friend.
Nice.
We tried to keep it short
Both-
for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I will say, we can still stand on the fact that y'all are just outstanding. And
Yeah.
we really appreciate that you guys gave us this time.
We love
Drove
talking to you guys.
3 hours, 3 whole hours to hang out with each other and then us. So that's a big deal because I woke up from my nap and I was like, I don't know if I can do this.
She had to wake up from a nap.
I can't believe we made you do that. I am so sorry.
Yeah. And then just to book with your agent, you know how long it took for us to get this date?
We've been trying for a while. Yeah, we've been.
Yeah.
But I'm glad we got it. Like, you guys are
I
awesome
do,
too.
too.
Yeah, we really appreciate your guys' time also. Like, you guys put in the same amount of time as we did. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
we
been
appreciate
fun.
it. It's
Yeah.
been a blast.
So thank you to the Stupidest Podcast listeners for listening, and we hope that you guys come and check us out on our podcast, the Christian and the Atheist podcast. And for our listeners, you
Go
guys
check
gotta go
out-
check them out.
It's fun.
It's a great time, and maybe just slide into their DMs and tell them that you want to sleep with the drummer.
by the way, I'm the drummer of the Stupidest podcast. That's Roddy. You can.
And there's another episode that we were on with them earlier in the year last year. I don't know when. Do you guys know when?
I would have to look that up.
It's fine. We're just trucking along, having a great time.
We're doing
So-
the damn thing.
Once again, thanks again for spending the time with us, and we will catch you guys on the next episode. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
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 What was that exit? Can we redo that?
What? No.
If you guys want to redo it, yeah, it's fine.
Sincerity.
Okay. Really
It's fine.
quick. Okay.
Okay.
We're
Thanks again.
we're gonna keep all of this in ours.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm okay
Do
with
it.
that. Do it. Do y'all edit?
We're not editing.
We don't.
I am
I mean,
messing
we
with
do
you.
edit. We edit here and there a little bit and stuff like when
Yes.
people want things out. Otherwise, I keep it raw as
This
raw
is
can be.
this is great content. We're keeping this.
It's good. Okay. All right. So once again, okay. Take 2. All right. Thank you guys so much for being on the episode, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.
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 All the guys.
That was
Bye.
that was the part you didn't like.
Shut
I
up.
didn't even notice it was weird.
No, I can't remember what I think it's the